Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate everybody for checking with me. Man, oh man, oh man. We have James Harden. He has reported to the altar, effective and immediately. Is about to go down, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this is the beginning of the end. You understand? You see what's going on with Russell Westbrook right now, how he's kind of just faltering. You understand? Something seemed fishy with how the whole Brooklyn Nets experiment went, and now he finds himself in Philly. And I'm telling you, James Harden could have not looked any worse. This is the worst performance I've ever seen from James Harden in all my years of watching him in his whole career. I'm here to tell you, you're talking about a career flopper. You understand? It's so much about this guy, and it hurts to hear when he was being compared to, is he better than this guy? Is he better than that guy? Is Harden the third best shooting guard of all? He is not better than Dwayne Wade. You understand? Let me tell you something. Harden is a fraud. You understand? James Harden sat up there with Oklahoma City running behind Kevin Durant and the crew. In Houston, that was his best days. He still didn't do shit. You understand? James Harden has proven he is a fraud. And for him to put up these numbers tonight in the midst of a closeout game, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, the man should have just not even showed up. You understand? This is horrendous. You're talking about a guy who you at home too. In a closeout game, and the man puts up 9 shots. Let me make sure I get shit precise here before we open things up. The man put up 9 shots, ladies and gentlemen, in 43 minutes. 9 shots. James Harden has become a fucking facilitator. You understand? He's using his assist numbers to quell his horrendous offensive performances that he has been outputting as of recent. You understand? 4 of 9 is just crazy. 11 points. 11 points from James. Oh, no, and no. You understand? I reject this performance. This is a piece of shit. You understand? I am sick to my fucking stomach. I'm about to throw up. You understand? We got all access in the building. Dex, what the hell is going on?
Flight Sports TV, shout out to you, my brother Flight. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. And shout out to everybody that's rocking with us tonight on this live stream. We just got off of Hoop Jargon. Shout out to him for the work that he is putting in. And if you get a chance that you missed that stream, catch it on a rerun and make sure you hit the like button on Hoop Jargon stream. Now, check this out, Flight. Flight, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Flight, are you ready?
Yes, we ready.
Joel Embiid, okay? He pushed for this trade. He wanted Ben Simmons out. He wanted a replacement. He wanted someone to supplant Ben Simmons, not only in celebrity, but in play, as well as being a top star and things of that nature. And then Durham Morley went out and got James Harden. And we thought that James Harden would come over to the Philadelphia 76ers and be that spark, that link, that piece that got them over the hump back somewhere near the Western Conference Championship game. But Flight, oh my brother Flight, man, was we deceived. Right now, as we speak, Durham Morley and Joel Embiid is mortified. They are simply mortified of what they witnessed on the floor tonight in the city of brotherly love. James Harden with 11 points, playing north of 40 22 minutes, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. That is unacceptable, Flight, for a player with a max contract, for a player who thought that he was one of the best in the league, whether top 7 or even an MVP. Flight, I am devastated. This is the homie James Harden. Right now, Flight, Southern California is down. Westbrook, James Harden, and DeMar DeRozan. The Southern California basketball prowess is down right now, with these individuals having a mere mortal showing in the playoffs. Well, we know Westbrook did not make the playoffs, but still his season was very mortal. Flight, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with the James Hardens of the world, where so many of us thought that James Harden was winning that trade?
Right. It was a lie.
Let's Flight. Once we seen the Brooklyn Nets be swept and Ben Simmons did not dribble, not one dribble in the play-in nor the playoffs in that first round, and they got swept and eliminated so swiftly. Hell, Philly only lasted 11 days more than the Brooklyn Nets.
Zen called them soften. He keeps going.
So, listen, Mike, I don't know what the heck is going over there in Philly. Somehow, some way that Doc Rivers couldn't translate or resonate with James Harden to get the most out of him. Somehow, some way that Daryl Morey could not ignite the James Harden of old. I just believe we're looking at a Rumpelstiltskin of James Harden right now. I believe that beard is growing. He is sleepwalking through the season. He sleepwalked through these playoffs. He had one good game that I can recall, and we thought James Harden revitalized his playoff spectacular appearance. But no, we was fooled, we was defrauded, and the people of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, where the Liberty Bell is cracked, is demanding their money back. And you know what, Flight? I don't blame them one bit.
Right, nah, hell nah. I sure don't. It's salute to the chat right now. Everybody's going crazy. So where Dave James? Yeah, he was a big time Harden fan. I don't want to see you Harden lovers disappear now. You know, bottom line is the Sixers are eliminated. Doc Rivers, me personally, I believe he will be fired. Expect a video on that, if not tonight, tomorrow. You understand? Because I'm predicting him to be fired. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened sooner than later. He's going to take the fall for this, but it's not his fault. You understand? Let's keep it 100. They want Mike D'Antoni. You know, I don't know if he's going to get that job, but they want D'Antoni. You know, Daryl Morey ain't there for nothing. James Harden ain't there for nothing. Doc Rivers' ass he's toast. You hear his name already getting thrown around up there in Los Angeles. Shout out Ballfax. He said this is despicable. You know, like you said, you're looking for this man. Ballfax done put an APB out for this man. You know, it's crazy. These dudes making big time money too. This is almost like grand larceny. You understand, for the shit that these guys out here doing. I mean, seriously. You know, to play like that, man, in a closeout game, you know, a former MVP. Now, it's clear that James Harden has lost the step. You understand? It's clear. Or are they doing this just to get Doc fired? Because you even had Embiid throw Doc's name under the bus. Is that coming from Daryl Morey? I think it's Daryl Morey's organization. Let's keep it 100. Joel Embiid and them, they fuck with Daryl Morey. You know, and I think Daryl Morey is going to fire Doc Rivers. He was nice enough to keep him for this long. You understand? We got to put that out there. He was nice enough to do that. Guys, when guys take over, they want to hire their own guys. It's just how it is. No Panic. What's good? You in the building?
What's up?
No, what's going on? He said, yeah, so let me know your thoughts. Ballfax said you got traded for Seth Curry and Ben Simmons. What the hell is going on? It's definitely horrendous. What the hell is going on? No Panic. We got James Harden live at the altar. Let me know your thoughts.
Well, just to go back to what Dex was saying. Dex said Embiid I want Harden. That ain't true. Embiid never wanted Ben Simmons to even leave. As much as he try to make it seem like he don't need him, he ain't really want him to leave because he understand that they defensively like that can help. Another thing he said we thought Philly won the trade. I've been saying since day one Philly ain't won that trade. So I mean that we thing on your side. You see, they don't know what's going on in Philly. I tell you what's going on in Philly. They lost the trade. They trade Seth Curry away. He been giving you buckets. You trade the backup center away. He been giving you good minutes. And you said we thought he was back after a good performance. That same night I've been telling you, even Jordan give you 45, 50 points when he been with the Wizards. So to sum all that up, I've been telling y'all the other night he been washed. And I think I only remember one other person saying, "Oh, agreeing with me about him being washed." But Dex, you ain't been one of them. That's all I got to say.
Wait, repeat that again. No panic. The last part.
I can only remember one other person that was in agreement with me when I was saying Harden washed. And I said you wasn't one of them. Like you was one of the ones saying that no, he having a good game. He's shutting everybody up tonight. And I've been telling y'all, I don't go based off of just one performance or just one play somebody do to say, oh, now all of a sudden they change. So everything that you say about Harden, I've been telling y'all that on the panel the last time I've been talking about Harden.
You
Nothing
know what? I
changed.
agree with you, right? No panic. So everybody in these flight streets, no panic, called me out, and he is 100% right. I have faith in the little homie James Harden. You follow what I'm saying? I was recollecting on his past endeavors as far as output, not as far as winning, as far as output in playoffs of basketball play. And I thought that James Harden will come in, help Joel Embiid get over the top, eliminate Miami Heat, and I was definitely wrong on that right there. And I believe Nico sided against me, and it's a couple of, and I believe Rico sided against me. So it was a few of you guys on the panel that sided against me. Don't panic, and you guys all was 100% right. I was wrong. That's it. I've had a bad look at James Harden, and it's obvious that that look that I had at James Harden was totally incorrect because the look that I was looking at, he had his general manager, he felt safe, he felt secure, and I thought all he can do was unleash. But for some reason or another, no panic, Harden was unable to unlock himself to be a formidable opponent for the Miami Heat. And now we look at James Harden and Joel Embiid eliminated in the second round of the 2022 playoff contention. So you was definitely right on James Harden. I was definitely wrong on James Harden. And I'm coming down to the altar like the emperor with no clothes.
Right. That's a major fact, man.
Oh
Salute,
yeah, and throw
salute.
one more thing out
Got no
there.
pen.
Josh Jackson, use a flip flop. I watch you all the time. Even if I don't scream, I watch everything you say in the chat. You flip flop on everything. But that's y'all go ahead.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, everything will be cool, man. We do got this guy Dante in here. Let me know if you get your mic situated.
Yeah, right.
You straight?
Across Mother's Day. This one's for Grandma. This one's
What's
for
that?
Grandma. This one's for Tatiana.
Well, I don't know what the fuck you just said. Shout out Ball Facts. He said if I wasn't watching the Suns game, I would hop on.
I was never a James Harden fan to begin with. I knew he couldn't get it done.
Yeah, good.
First and foremost, salute to the Miami Heat for taking care of business tonight. They played championship level basketball, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning the championship this season. With the way they played this entire season, they never lost their composure. They stayed poised down the stretch. James Harden, he's a fraud to me. Always has been. First he quit on Houston, then he quit on Brooklyn, and now he's about to quit on Philly. He never had any respect for the game of basketball. Never did. I was never a huge fan of James Harden. He can never get it done when it matters the most. All he has always has been to me Was a numbers guy. Flashy stats, but can't do and the other things to get it done when it matters the most. I never trusted James Harden in the playoff game. Never did. And the fact that you got outplayed by washed up Victor Oladipo and Max Strus in a do or die elimination game at home tells me everything I needed to know about you. That you're a fraud and always will be a fraud. And you care more about eating chicken wings in strip clubs and partying with strippers than actually being committed to winning basketball. I have no respect for this clown and never will.
Yeah, man.
At
He
least
got
Joel Embiid played his heart out. At least Tyree Maxey played his heart out. And at least Shake Milton played his heart out. Everybody else played their hearts out, except for you.
you're right about that.
Wow, that's some harsh criticism for Harden. But one thing I can't agree with the young man, James Harden, after being traded to the 76ers, definitely went to the strip club. And they welcome him with open arms and cheers and things of that nature up there in Philly. So that tells a whole lot about the character of James Harden coming from the Brooklyn in that situation and basically that debacle where the Kyrie Irving back situation. So instead of him going in and is training hard and then focused strictly on basketball and winning the championship, he visits the strip club because, like I said, you have these habits, and these bad habits are not broken when you get to the next city. So the results basically going to be the same. But I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt in his journey as a Philadelphia 76ers because that was his, fourth team in his illustrious NBA career. And I thought Harden would say, you know what? I'm tired of moving around. I don't want to be a journeyman towards the end of my career as the dogs to start getting longer in my mouth. I want to be a fixture with a team that could be celebrated as a contender and hopefully win a championship before I become slow-mo. And unfortunately, this is not the year. So he's going to have to bounce back next year and listen, get in shape. He's going to have to, rid himself of a lot of these vices that James Harden has attached himself to. And hopefully he could just be focused on basketball and help that behemoth of a human being, the gentle giant, Joel Embiid, Cameroon finest, win a championship while he's still in his prime.
Right. I agree with that, man. The chat is acto right now. Everybody got their opinions today. Now, fraud never winning a ring. That is true. When he left Brooklyn, his ass thought he had it in the bag. Everybody thought Philly had it won. Everybody had their eggs in the basket of a Joel Embiid who could crumble and collapse at any given second. And like I said, it was about to happen. James Harden, a career fraud, is crazy. We all know when the heat is on, he won't be nowhere to be found. And you got your ass smacked around in the West, and now you get your ass kicked around out East. It's not a good look. It's truly not, man. They've taken the flopping away from him. And he's gotten exposed. Now it's like it looked like he lost a step of athleticism. Let's see if this guy could get things going next season. Let's see if it's really over. I think that he may have been dealing with some minor injuries that hampered him. Me personally, a lot of players, maybe you might hear that shit come out, but something wasn't right with him. He didn't look engaged. He's got to play better next season. He has to.
I know I ain't giving him $200 million next year.
You say you're not giving him two what?
I said I know I ain't giving him $200 million next year.
Nah. You don't want to do that. Is that $200 million?
I see all day they've been talking about Kyrie and should they pay him or should he get the max and all that. I'll give Kyrie the max way before I'll give Harden even a portion of the max, to be honest with you.
No, that's right.
Well, one thing we can say is that we try to get some of these players. We try to cheer them on and get them rings in their waning years of their career because these young studs, these young bulls, these young lions that are coming up fast and they're coming up furious, and they're just pushing these old heads over the cliff. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to get the Chris Pauls of the world, the James Hardens of the world, the Carmelo Anthony's of the world, and guys like that rings before they retire, so they can attach that to their legacy, and it won't just be a legacy of empty calories. You know what I mean? Because it's hard for people like Charles Barkley to really lift up his head. It's hard for people like Chris Webber to lift up his head in the company of champions. Even though there was outstanding players, or Karl Malone, there was outstanding players in the NBA, and an old head like myself, I don't want to see that continue. I want to see these guys get a ring or two in their waning years, so they can move on and share their legacy with the kids that are coming up, and they can speak to them as a champion, not just as a good player in the NBA. Because a lot of these young Lions that's coming up, they're coming up good already. They're coming up averaging 19 points. They're coming up averaging 22 points a game and things of that nature. Where of years past, that was highly rare for someone to come in as a rookie to average 20 points a game, or even north of 15 points a game, because a lot of the rookies didn't get an opportunity to shine in their first few years of the NBA. It was a mainly let's wait and see approach with a lot of these young players coming into the league. But nowadays, that is definitely not the case. They're ushering them in young. They're ushering them in fast, and their celebrity is basically already intact before they even come to the NBA. They're coming into the NBA with their own brands, their own name, their own swag. They really don't even need a PR campaign to get them over the hump, because most of us are learning about these players in their high school years, in the AAU years, and even in their one and done years. So I'm a little devastated for Harden. I'm very upset to some extent, because Harden, for the last 5 years, was a very, very vigilant offensive player. The only thing he had to work on was his defense, and it seemed like that's not going to never come around. And now that he's losing his offense, we don't know what the heck we're going to see next season. Hopefully, we don't see a shell of himself coming in the seasons upcoming, and Harden can somewhere find himself in championship contention.
Hoop Dragon, what's good?
What's good, man?
Well, not much. Like I said, I'm not sure if you've seen the game, but if you look at these stat numbers, it's looking disgusting, despicable, and the whole nine. James Harden has had some last few seasons. Another disappointing conclusion to his season. Just like every other. But this one seems to sting the most. The man put up 9 points in a crucial closeout game against the Miami Heat. Knowing Joel Embiid is, not 100%, but still gutting it out. But I mean, he's it's some blame to go around all over the board. But what's your thoughts on Mr. Harden? Another season in the books for him. Talk to us.
Man, just give me a little time to rock, because
We'll take your time.
I've been on James Harden ass for the last 7 years. Count them, 7. And what I've been telling people, because it's a little more near and dear to me, because my actual Facebook group, Hoop Jargon, is a Houston-based group. And so when James Harden had come over from OKC, I got to listen to these Rockets fans talk greasy about this dude year after year after year after year. And what I told them was, I'm like, listen, man, I've been calling him Houdini Harden for like 7 years. This dude does not show up when you need him the most. He disappears. And they didn't want to believe me. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a chronicling of what I mean. When they lost to, when they beat the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs, when the Mavericks had Rondo in 2015. When the Rockets played better? When James Harden was on the bench. And if y'all remember, Josh Smith and Dwight Howard had a high-low big situation that the Mavericks, they couldn't guard it, man. Like Dirk and I forgot whoever they had down there, they just couldn't guard it. So I was like, I've never seen an MVP caliber player team play better with you on the bench in the fourth quarter. I've never seen that before. So this was 2015, right? Fast forward, when they lost to the Spurs, Harden had the chance to close that series out in Manu Ginobili had that famous block from behind to close that out. Against the Warriors, when they lost in Game 6, the first go round, this dude shot like 1 for 14 from 3. The Rockets shot 7 for 44 from 3. Horrible way to flame out for a series they controlled. The following year, if y'all remember, they lost Game 6. Steph Curry had 0 points at halftime, ended up with 30. And guess who ain't do nothing to close that series out? Your boy Houdini Harden. So I've been on his tail for about a good 7 years.
Right.
And I'm not gonna say I'm glad. Well, I like being right. I ain't gonna front. So I'm glad I'm right. So people kind of seeing it now. It's like, dog, he been this player. He been him. He fat now. So now it's easy to dogpile on him. He's always been this dude. He's always been an under-deliver guy. And so it's just unfortunate now that everybody is seeing it at once and everybody's dogpiled on his ass because, in my opinion, he should have been getting the smoke. If y'all remember when he went to Philadelphia, they was calling that potentially the new Shaq and Kobe. I was like, dog, this dude Harden gonna let you down.
That's what I was saying the same thing.
This dude gonna let y'all down. Guaranteed. And if you saw on my channel when they traded for Ben Simmons, I was like, Brooklyn, they won that trade. Now, it may not be year one because we didn't know if Kyrie at the time would be able to play home games and what have you with the COVID protocols and stuff like that, well, COVID mandates rather. But what we found was, I was like, dog, Brooklyn got up under that contract from Harden. They don't have to pay him that supermax. And they got a guy in Ben Simmons. Whenever he's ready, he's going to fix that problem that they have defensively. So now it turns out, year one, it was not a success. But down the line, it's a tremendous trade. And then my second video was, okay, so now Harden career on the line. You force yourself out of Houston. You force yourself out of Brooklyn. Now it's no more excuses. It's no more excuses now. And he had the first few games, I was like, okay, I know Harden. Wait till the honeymoon goes by and see what it does. See what happens when you get film on him and when you actually have to perform every night in an actual system with actual players instead of just, up top, drawing fouls and driving left every time, step back three. Once you take that bullshit out, what are you actually made of? And I always said, he's not made of a lot, bro. And so, again, it feels good to be right. I don't want to down a brother so much, but I mean, damn it, today I enjoy being right, bro. He is who I thought he was from 2015.
Right. Like I said, it's another thing on his resume, man. It's not a good look. I don't think he's ever going to win the championship, and I think his best shot was in Brooklyn. I think they had the deck stacked, and he ran away from that. Like, I don't know what that was about. Do you know why the hell he wanted to leave Brooklyn?
Apparently he didn't like the situation with Kyrie. So, because Kyrie is a ball stopper. I mean, it is. I love Kyrie Irving, but I tell the truth about even players I like. I'm sure he's not the most agreeable guy to get along with, as it seems. So yeah, that's what the tea leaves read of why he wanted to get out of there. So don't quote me on that, but that's from what I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. Do you think that was the right move?
Would you say, Flight?
So you think that was the right move for his career?
The Transformer, bro. I don't know if anybody else can hear you. You kind of cut out.
I said, do you think that was the right move for his career, leaving Brooklyn? Because I think that was the best spot for a championship.
Do I believe in Brooklyn?
Do you believe that he made a mistake leaving Brooklyn? Because I felt like Brooklyn was his best shot of winning the title. I think with Philly, he done put all his eggs. They was talking about this big man. I don't know why they putting all their eggs in the guy who could crumble at any given second. He could just completely collapse.
That's fair. In reality, it's James Harden is not who he used to be. And I think he's the last person to figure that out, just like Westbrook. Westbrook is like, it hit him like a ton of bricks. He's not the same guy no more. And I think you're seeing more or less the same with James Harden, man. Because, I mean, if we're being honest, even when, in the playoffs, when he turns to Houdini, he still was putting up numbers. He ain't doing shit in this series. Like, when have you thought you could say James Harden scored 9 points in a game?
Right.
You couldn't really say that since OKC.
Exactly. Right? That's unfathomable.
It's unfathomable. But I'm not going to lie. I expect him to fall off. He's falling off twice as hard than I thought, just to be real with you.
Yes, sir.
Twice as hard from a dude who I'm openly a James Harden hater. I just am. because I don't like cheap basketball. To me, he's a cheap basketball player with that drawing the whistles. And man, you remember when Josh Hart was guarding him with his hands behind his back because they was calling
And
something.
LeBron James.
Come on, bro. To me, like I hate that, man.
You
I
can't
hate
make this up.
that. Don't belong in basketball. When you can't even put your hands out and get in defensive position because if it seems like you breathe on the dude, that's a foul and 1-3. To me, that's just horse. That's horse shit.
What does this game come to, man?
Harden that won out of damn Brooklyn because he couldn't get his way on certain stuff. Like, remember the reports come out and they say like Kyrie been signing him at the gym, calling him wash, taking him to school every practice or whatnot. He had an
That
issue
was
with
going on?
Yeah, he had an issue with Kyrie because he's like, well, I come over here for KD, but now said Kyrie ain't really playing every game, and Kyrie been coming to practice like, shit, nigga, you wash like you just put out with it a while, and when them shit been going on, it's like, what you gonna do if you got a problem with somebody, but you know you can't, you ain't on their level no more, or ever been on their level?
I'm keep 100. I think Kyrie is way better than Harden.
Yeah, like Kyrie,
When they played, when I ain't gonna front, when the Nets played them in that game, like right before the playoffs, they really handed it to them that game. I thought that was like a statement,
I can tell you right now,
and Kyrie was just like I said, he was just shitting on him.
if
They're just on another level. They're on another tier than him.
Yeah, like if Kyrie Baker's mistake in basketball right now, I mean not right now, but in his career, he leave LeBron, so the media ain't been happy because they feel like, well, damn, you mess up Golden State and Cleveland every year, like LeBron is standing third, even though it didn't because he eventually still going to the championship. And then when he lashed out at the media, it been like, well, I don't really care what you're like. When you don't play into the role the media wants you to play into, they start to demonize you. Then when you come up with that the flat Earth thing, it's like, oh look, see, and he's stupid. So now it's like they harboring this bad feelings for him. Same thing with KD. If aim for them, if aim for how the media view KD and Kyrie, I promise you they'll be looking at Kyrie as, oh well, Kyrie can lead his own team. Kyrie can do this in the third. But the fact that Kyrie ain't like one of those robot, I won't say LeBron a robot, because LeBron do be doing extra stuff on his own, but it's like they want you to be a certain way in the NBA, but it's not like that no more because everybody got their own opinion. So it's like when you don't play ball with the media and you talking trash to the media, you telling the media they don't know nothing about basketball. They don't want to hear that. They feel like the media knows as much basketball as the actual players, but in reality, the media knows as much basketball as the average fan.
But see, also you have to keep in mind that what Harden did on the floor in this series was unacceptable. I believe he had one game that was Harden-esque. Outside of that, it was his play was just totally unacceptable, and we kept waiting and wishing for the real Harden to rear his hairy head, and we hadn't seen it, and now we won't see it because they have been eliminated by a stronger opponent in the Miami Heat. So salute to the Miami Heat for moving on to the Eastern Conference Championship game as they await the winner of Bucks and Celtics. They'll be sitting there waiting in South Beach.
Also, like I said, Harden only took 2 shots in the second half. Also, he is 9-13 in elimination games. So they got new stats coming out on Harden. I'm telling you, tomorrow they're gonna have a field day on this dude. Let's just keep it 100. Let's see if Stephen A. Smith try to throw him a lifeline because they cool. But he deserved nothing but violation.
Man, listen, Russell Westbrook got a better chance at getting closer to where he been at than Harden. Because I feel like with Russell Westbrook, his main issue is, if you really think about it, Russell Westbrook always been in a position where he been like that lead player, but he ain't never been in a real big market. And now that he in LA and the camera's on a little more heavier, it's like that first time that he ain't been who he usually been. Like his game based on his aggressiveness, how he get excited and all that. But when you can't do that because it's like, well, you doing all that, but you ain't the same Westbrook or whatever like that, you get scrutinized more. That kind of dampen things, kind of like what JJ Redick was saying about if you take certain things if you tell Draymond not to be Draymond, that's part of his game. That's who he is. He can't be Draymond. Same thing with Ja Morant or whatnot. I feel like if there's a confidence thing with Russell Westbrook, but with Harden, I just feel like shit. You got to put him on a team with a bunch of nobodies for him to really shine and do his thing. Like they got to get rid of MD.
With all due respect, bro, hell no. Russell Westbrook is the reason why where he is because he has low basketball IQ, bro. It ain't gonna change.
No, I ain't saying he gonna be back the way.
And he's stubborn, hoop jargon. Westbrook is very stubborn.
No, what I'm saying about Westbrook, of course, is like a physical thing. Like he been relying on his physical abilities so much in his career, he never really learned basketball. So now when you see him get to the basket, he can't go up and dunk no more. So now he got to have finesse at the rim, which he don't have because he ain't really a skillful player.
No panic. He could dunk.
Like a lot of dunks this year, so I agree.
No, he got some good dunks this year.
I just say, like you know, when Russ get to that basket, he been going on top of everybody. But now it's like, if he got a low space, yeah, but I mean, he ain't really going on top of people like that no more.
Well, let me help you out, bro. Listen, man, when you shoot three, you can't rely on your athleticism forever. Like, so again, that shows poor self-awareness because your legs are gonna lose spring. How do I know that? I'm 6'6". And when I was in my prime, I had a 40-inch vertical in my prime. So I was banging on dudes all the time.
Now you're barely touching the nets.
I can barely touch the nets, bro. Because, dog, Father Time is undefeated. So, again, poor
self. How old you was?
Huh?
How old you was?
When I had a 40-inch vertical?
That's how old you was now.
Oh, I'm 30.
Damn,
but
you can't touch the net?
I touch. I'm being facetious. I can still grab.
Damn.
But it's
no
like,
panic. We being facetious. No panic. Come on now.
I mean, you got some people that do lose a lot of their physical abilities to get older, but
no, I'm still skinny. I'm skinny with a belly, but now I'm still like I can still hoop. I just can't hoop at a high level. But my point I'm making,
like you can't touch the nets.
Yeah, because in my mind I'm thinking like, shit, I shorter than that. I can damn.
Yeah. I'm being
yam, but shit.
But the point I'm making is, poor self-awareness is you got to know once you get older, you got to have nuance to your game. You got to be able to facilitate. You got to be able to play a ball. You got to be able to spot up and shoot like Jason Kidd did when he won his championship. You remember Jason Kidd couldn't shoot his whole career. When he came to Dallas that second time with Dirk, he was a great spot-up shooter. When he played for New York, he was a great spot-up shooter. Smart players evolve their game. And Russell Westbrook's problem is he don't think nothing wrong with him. And now this year, he got blindsided like, damn, it's the first time Russell Westbrook never got spoke for his game, ever. Everybody say he's loyal, he play hard, he run through the wall. But it's a certain point where you can't just run through the wall no more. So what else do you bring to the table? And then he don't play defense either. So what you're seeing now is just 4 teams in 4 years. And it's probably going to be 5 in 5 years. Bro, he's done. It is what it is. And you can't make excuses for this man. Like, James Harden is a better player than Russell Westbrook right now. But they neck and neck in being the tallest midget in the room. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a great
They both having shitty ends to their career.
Yeah,
shout out Rico the Don.
Yeah, I know Russ Westbrook can't get back to that level. I just saying he got a better chance because I feel like a lot of Russ issues is more so like he relies so much on his athletic ability so long and never really learned how to do other things and be skillful. Kind of like with Harden. Like Harden got some skills, but like Harden game and based off of I'm gonna draw a foul, I'm gonna take the step back, I'm gonna swing through all that like that. But I mean, shit, he ain't really calling them things no more.
Westbrook can't shoot free throws, bro. Like Westbrook's done, man.
You can't do nothing. Anything that requires basketball skills, he never really made time to work on these things because he always been. I don't say bigger, but he always been faster, more aggressive. He used that to his advantage, more athletic than most people. But now it's like
the time has come for these players. That's all. That's basically all I see. Like Hoop Jargon said, Father Time. It's time comes and we just witnessing it. You know, if you've been around the NBA long enough, you've seen this cycle before. It just a new guard is coming in. The old gatekeepers, they're just on their way out. It's just so fantastic and so unbelievable that LeBron James kept up his athleticism for so long, and he's still on part of the top of his game, except for his defense. And then we kind to try to parallel that with other athletes in his class, and LeBron James is basically outclassed him. But what we're seeing is listen, what we're seeing right now with LeBron James, we probably won't see again in another 100 years.
Shout out.
I know, because Giannis looking built like that now.
Longevity is one thing, but shout out to the chat. panel.
Shout out,
Well,
Marvin.
Salute.
Salute, bro.
I just wanted to chime in on that, guys. I got a question for the panel.
Uh-huh.
Now before I start, I want to say this. I ain't never in my life been a James Harden fan, and I think he played pretty damn bad. But I got a question for you guys. Did he get criticized like this last year in the playoffs?
No, because he been injured.
Well,
And he did by me.
he averaged. Here's his numbers. Last year's playoff, he averaged 20, 8, and 6. This year, 19, 8, and 5. I don't like Harden, but I think the magnifying glass is on him, guys. He ain't
Most
did much
definitely.
worse than he did last year. He just looked worse this year. But he averaged 19, 8, and 5 this year in the playoffs, guys.
They still wash.
It's never been numbers for me though, bro. It's never
Listen,
been
let me.
numbers for me.
Right.
And
Let me.
that's why I remember your voice from, because you've been trying to defend the being washed. When, like I said the other night,
Yeah. He was.
No, I'm not defending Wash. No, what I'm saying is,
the best scorer to ever
all right, I
score in
got a
this
question.
game.
I got a question. Hold on. I'm not defending.
That's crazy.
I'm not defending Wash.
But Marvin, before you ask your question, I just want to chime in on that right there. The reason why he's getting more harshly criticized is because he left. He left Brooklyn. He left that situation to go to Philly just to put Philly in the same situation he was in Brooklyn. He didn't improve Philly. And that's where the criticism coming from.
And made them worse because they lose Seth Curry.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. No panic.
First thing I said when I started this is he played horrible. I didn't say I like him.
No, we're not saying that. We're just talking about the criticism because you compared the numbers from last year to this year. So last year, no panic is right. He was hurt, and so he definitely got a pass because he was playing with a bum hamstring as best as he could, and then he became a toenail away from advancing to the Eastern Conference championship game. But by him leaving that situation in Brooklyn and going over to Philly the way he left, like, you know what I'm saying, he kind of bullied his way out. And then he didn't make Philly really no better.
All I'm saying is this. I'm going to ask each and one of y'all this. And I know I'm going to hear different answers. Would you want a player to average 19, 8, and 5 in the playoffs?
No doubt. If his name is Thibault.
I'm not defending him, guys. I'm just saying. He wasn't the only team. Philly played a horrible game. The team played a horrible game today, and Harden was with them. I'm not defending him. If he averaged 8, 7, and 6, I would really be on his ass. I ain't saying 19, 8, and 5 is good.
You can't give me 20 points a game and 0 defense. Harden was only valuable because he got to give you 30.
I'm not defending him. I know he ain't been playing defense in 8 straight years.
Yeah. So 20 points don't really mean nothing to me if I give him the max. He's dropping 20 points and 0 defense. Like, Kyrie get hit on defense all the time. But at the end of the day, like, Kyrie can explode. Kyrie pressure on the defense. He scratched the defense. I mean, it's all about what you're doing outside of that 20. It's worth it. Like Dexter says now, like, if Thibault give me 20, cool, because I know Thibault playing defense.
Well, he ain't going to give you 20. Now, I was just listening to a Philly podcast. They ready for him to go too.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, he'd probably be gone as well.
Well, you know, they was praising him. They was praising him for his defense, but now they see his liability in the playoffs.
Between the game of sports.
They just can't use him. And I got one more question, then you guys can go on. I'm just kind of confused on why Tobias Harris don't get no heat.
Oh, he need to be gone. Like I don't know why.
You know, Tobias, he from Long Island. He played against my high school. I remember him. Tobias, man, he went to Half Hollow Hills. He from Suffolk County.
They won't blame Doc Rivers and everybody, but Tobias Harris need to blame too.
Tobias,
all I'm gonna say is this: it's never a conversation about him. Never.
Mm-hmm.
He need to be
even when Jimmy Butler was there, it was never a conversation about Tobias Harris.
Yeah, and that's what
y'all know how much money he's making. And I ain't blaming it on the money.
They had to choose
Yeah.
between Butler and Tobias, and they choose Tobias.
And Butler been tearing their ass up this whole series.
Mm-hmm.
Damn good point, Marvin. Damn good point. Maybe that's something to that, huh? What you think?
Well,
It might be
Butler had a
something to
chip on his
Butler
shoulder.
getting all these high scoring games. You know what I mean? Because
Hey,
we
He had
know
a chip
Butler just a mid like a mid 20 player.
this whole series. Butler had a chip on his shoulder because of the Philadelphia issue.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
I
regards to
agree.
Tobias Harris, I'm gonna say the famous line, man. Ain't nobody came to see you, Otis. Nobody give a damn about no damn Tobias.
Well, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say this, and y'all can continue on. Dex, I know you know I said it. Remember I told you about Miami? Remember I told you about the defense they played, how far they can go in this.
Marvin, you've been so spot on, brother. I'm gonna tell you that. If nobody give you the credit, I'm gonna give it to you. You've
Wow.
been so spot on, Marvin, and you've been quiet about it. You've been very modest about your right perspectives.
I told everybody. I mean, I don't like Miami. I know they one of the best teams. Listen. They play championship defense. That's how you win championship.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that
And
all
I'm
season.
telling you, if Milwaukee win this next series, that's going to be a hell of a series.
There'll
I
be a
think
lot of
Milwaukee too
bloodshed.
big for them.
There's gonna be a lot of bloodshed.
I think
It's gonna be
if
it's
the
gonna be
if this
arm, legs. You know what I mean? Laid out there on that center court on them logos because they're gonna tear each other apart. Trust me.
And I
If
don't I don't
that's the
want to
case,
disclude Boston, because if Boston get in, it's going to be a good one. But I think the Miami Milwaukee series will be a fucking battle.
that's becoming a rivalry if you really look at it because they've been banging
Yeah.
heads for the last 3 years, right?
They swept Miami last year in the
yeah,
conference
like,
finals.
I don't even think they're on the same level as Milwaukee. To be honest with you, I don't think that he's nowhere near the same. I mean, I can say nowhere near. I'm gonna take that back.
All
I
right.
think the matchup itself, just with their size, Miami can't do nothing now with Chris Middleton. If he out that series, that might be a different story. But I mean, just size alone, Miami can only do
Well,
but so much
well,
with
let
SSD.
me say this. I think the difference in that series, not totally the difference, but a thing that can change it is one player who changed teams, and that's PJ Washington. He's
Right,
on Miami now.
right.
Now watch how you see. I don't know if you guys noticed, but he was the key to them winning it last year, Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Now he's on Miami now, and I ain't saying he's the difference maker.
but he's still
But with
smaller.
Jimmy Butler playing at a high level like this, Jimmy Butler raised his game way up this series. So I think it'll be a hell of a series.
I just don't got no trust in Jimmy Butler being that dude that can take you to the promised land.
You
Well,
watch this series?
he's one series away.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
get
have
that,
you
but I
watched
don't
this
look at
series?
Jimmy Butler as like shit. I don't
I
look
mean,
at
he
him like
raised his
a
game.
Jason Tatum or something like that. Like somebody you need to go get a bucket, he gonna get him. Don't get me wrong, he's done it before now, so I ain't trying to take that from him. But I just can't see him. Like I can see that he's winning the championship based off of if Celtics handle their business. I feel like they beat Celtics because they match up well with them as far as like Celtics like to play a smaller ball or whatever. But as far as like Milwaukee just too big. And like if Chris Middleton come back, now you got to keep up with scoring because you ain't holding Milwaukee under 100
Well,
points. You
I'm
can
just gonna
forget
give
that.
you a slight preview. Milwaukee's defense is just as good as Boston, and
Mm-hmm.
Boston is giving Milwaukee fits on the defensive end,
Yeah.
I
and it's
agree with that.
damn near the same. So all I want to tell you is this: the difference in Miami this year and last year is Miami got home court advantage, and they made sure they got that this year
But let me ask you
because
this. You see Milwaukee being held under 100 points?
of Milwaukee. They did that intentionally
You
to
think
make sure that
Milwaukee
if they
being
had to
held
play
under 100
Milwaukee.
points?
So all they figure now is to win every home game. That's what they hope. If they do that, they get to the final. Period.
Yeah, but do you see Milwaukee not scoring more than 100 points? So that we're gonna come down to, right? Because
Against Miami,
yeah,
Miami gonna hold just about any team to
nah.
under 100 points.
I mean,
They
most
shown it.
teams,
I
not
agree.
any team. Most teams, not Milwaukee. As like I said, is really made. If Chris Middleton play in the series, if they get past Boston and Chris Middleton play this next series against the Heats, they're not holding Milwaukee under 100 points. And
Okay, my last
also
take.
to add to it, the Heats can't outscore nobody like that. They main scoring coming off the bench, and
Okay,
then
my
you
last
hoping
take
on
is this.
Jimmy
Have
Butler drop 20, 30 points.
my last take is this. Did Philly give a blueprint on how to beat Miami more than Boston is giving a blueprint on how to beat Milwaukee?
That's true.
Philly didn't show you much how to beat Miami, did have Boston showed anything about against Milwaukee? Yes, they have.
I mean, but they playing without Chris Middleton, and I don't keep saying that because I know Celtics missing Robert Williams in the middle a couple of games or whatnot. But I mean, without Chris Middleton, you ain't really gonna see the offense the Milwaukee Bucks really trying to run. Because I mean, Drew Holiday on defense, like shit, he's a stud, but I mean, offensively, like Drew ain't really been doing 20, 30 points a game in the playoffs. Like he is
I
not
got a
that
question
second
for
option
you.
score.
Who's the better defender, Drew Holiday
Between
or
who?
Jimmy Butler?
Who?
Who's the better defender, Drew Holiday or Jimmy Butler?
Oh, Drew Holiday.
Rest of the panel, what y'all think?
You said Jimmy Butler, Drew Holiday.
Yeah, who's the best defender?
I'm probably say Drew Holiday.
I just feel like Jimmy Butler just real feisty. He can play D. I just feel like he's more feisty than or pesky than a defensive player. Kind of like I look at what a point guard name Patrick Beverly. I don't feel like Patrick Beverly's like an elite perimeter defender, but I feel like he's a pesky defender.
Yes, because
Well, they split. They
Drew
split this
Holiday
year,
is a
guys.
good on-ball defender, and Drew Holiday is a good perimeter defender and help defender. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to give it to Drew Holiday as well.
I
Well,
believe also. I believe it also. They split this year, guys. 2 games apiece. Milwaukee and Miami.
I mean
Now,
that's cool, but they got time to focus on each other now.
I just think it's going to be a hell of a if it comes to that. I'm not counting out Boston. I'm not doing that. Don't get me wrong. But if it comes to it, I think home court advantage is going to win that series, guys.
I can
that's
see
gonna be a
that.
good series. The Bucks versus Miami. If it was to happen like that, the Bucks swept them last year.
Yeah, and that's what Miami. That's all Miami been talking about this year is that they got swept by the Bucks in the conference finals last year. That's all they've been talking about.
You
And
know
I
they're gonna play
and
on that
mind you now,
storyline.
Lowry out for the playoffs.
But
okay,
to Philly, I think. All right, first of all, I want to ask the panel this: should Doc Rivers be fired?
No,
I
but
don't
that
think he
the
should, but
team.
he will.
I'll say this: he shouldn't be fired, but the team that he currently coaching is not a team he should be coaching.
This is a fall guy situation again, guys. He got to go.
He
Yeah,
gonna get
Somebody got to
fired.
go.
they
Somebody
gonna
got to
find a
go.
way to he gonna
well,
get another
listen.
job next year.
Listen. Okay, look. If Doc Rivers get fired, I don't know if that's justified because actually Doc Rivers coached 2 teams this season.
I know
That's
it, but
true.
I'm just saying, Dex. You know how some heads got to roll where they
And
start.
they've been
Coach
playing good before the trade. That's the crazy thing about it.
What's
James
good,
Harden
y'all?
is
What's
going to
good?
get him fired. James Harden gonna get him fired, guys.
Shout out to Alvarado.
But see,
Chill out.
it's a Daryl Morey thing. He go like how y'all been saying earlier. He gonna want his own coach to come in at some point. You take over a team, that's what you want to do. And guess who up for coaching right now? Who trying to get a coaching job? Dan Antonio. If Harden feel like, yeah, man, bring Dan Antonio here, we can do this, run this back. And this time, instead of compelling the hole, we got Embiid in the hole. We can win this whole thing. That's how they gonna be
Do you
thinking. They
think
gonna bring Dan
you
Antonio
think
in.
Harden's gonna stay?
Oh yeah, he ain't got no choice. Ain't
Okay,
nobody
no
want him.
panic. No panic. First of all, that's not Harden's team. And
No.
the way that Harden played in this series, he has no leverage and probably no voice in
No,
that
that's
locker
true.
room to
Not to
try
interrupt
to
you, but that's true.
push change.
That's true, but what you want to do with your superstars is you want to maximize them. And how do you maximize Jim Harden? But to go to his pass.
It's not about Harden on this team, though. No panic. It's
I
about
get
Joel
that.
Embiid.
No, I get that, but you feel like a team got to be thinking this right here. And be good. He's solid. Whatever we do coaching wise, he gonna be Embiid. But we need to get our other star that we trade for to be his most normal self. How do we do that without shaking things up too much? We go get his old coach because we know Embiid gonna be Embiid. He already solidified when he is. I ain't saying that this Harden team. I just saying if I coaching this team and I got to bring Harden back and I got Embiid and Embiid play good every year. It's not that Embiid a bad player or he be struggling. He just get hurt all the time and freak accidents and all type of shit when he comes to the playoffs. So if I know that's the only issue with him, now my thing is how do I get the rest of the team on board? How do I get my other star player to be who he used to be? Okay, let's bring some nostalgia back. Let's get D'Antoni inside here. So now what
Okay.
I look at is like I remember them Rocket days when they had Clint Capella in the hole at center. Now you got a big boost
Yeah,
upgrade with
but Clint
Embiid.
Capella and Joel Embiid are two different
No,
dynamics.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is he's an upgrade. So your thinking gotta be we almost get to the finals with I'm not final, but we had good seasons with Clint Capella and Harden. And we got an upgraded Clint Capella, someone who can scratch the floor, who can play back to the basket, who actually offensively good and defensively good. This can get us over the hump to get into a championship. So
Okay, let me
you
ask you
gotta
this
look at it
question, though,
like
Patty,
that.
on D'Antoni. Okay, look at the combination with D'Antoni, or the alchemy. I'm gonna say alchemy, not the combination. Look at the alchemy of D'Antoni in the Philadelphia 76ers as Joel Embiid, the future player in the offense.
Mm.
What kind of offense do D'Antoni run? First of all, what is his pass? What
7
kind of
seconds or
offense he run?
less.
That again?
Upbeat,
7 seconds or less.
10 seconds on left,
upbeat.
upbeat. Do that fit Joel Embiid game?
But that's the
Nope.
risk you take if you can get the most out of Harden. I mean,
But
everything
who, who cares
like
about the most out of Harden when you got Joel
Why?
Embiid,
no, I
Why you
MVP
get
so
it.
candidate?
sure Harden is going to be there?
But it
I
don't
don't
make
think
no
Harden's going
sense.
to be
It
there.
don't make no sense if MB keep playing MVP level and Harden keep giving you 6 points, 9 points. If you feel like you can bring that player out of Harden, you can get that 30-point score back, or at least a 25-point score and a triple double, and you add that to what Embiid bring because Embiid fits into any single offense. And the attitude, just to there was a little asterisk, like I don't think they should bring D'Antoni in. I don't agree with that. I just saying that's a route they're gonna end up taking. That when they get rid of because I think they're getting rid of Doc Rivers, even though I don't feel like he should be fired, but I think they're getting rid of him because they gonna feel like, well, somebody gotta go. Like we don't make this big trade, get rid of players and all that. Like who fault this is? Darren Morgan be like, well, let me bring my guy in and let me show you how it really supposed to be ran. Because
Well,
D'Antonio, even though
I'm hoping that they don't get rid of Doc Rivers.
yeah,
I'm
me
hoping they
too.
give Doc Rivers a full season with that team, so Harden can really be acclimated to them. Because I think this season Harden basically he matriculated into the team, but he wasn't truly acclimated to
Right.
the team. He was just playing off of his sheer skill and what he
Mm-hmm.
knows about the NBA. One thing about Joel Embiid, he's a very lumbersome behemoth of a human being, and he's not going to run up and down that court. As you can see, even in this playoff series, you can see how he labored through that Toronto series when Toronto was trying to get the game upbeat, high tempo. You can see that how he labored and Doc Rivers had to take him out and put in Paul Reed and things of that nature. And that almost turned into a disaster. So for them to bring in a coach of that ilk of a D'Antoni who's constantly upbeat, like you say, under 7 seconds and things of that nature, I don't think it'll fare well with Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid is a face of that franchise moving forward. Even with Tyrese Maxey have shown that he can score, he can operate, he can direct and orchestrate an offense in a half court setting and still be productive and effective in the things that he does. So why would you move away from that if you don't have to? So I just believe that whoever they bring in, I really don't see them really bringing nobody. I think Doc Rivers will get a full season with this cast and characters. So Durham Morley can like basically judge him based on a full season with Harden in that cast and not a half a season.
And just to add on to what you say, like one thing about D'Antonio, even though he more famous for the 7 seconds or less offense, he actually a good offensive coach. So he it's not a guarantee that he gonna run that offense, but I mean he gonna double dabble with it. I'm pretty sure he one of them offensive geniuses who know how to put players in certain positions. Even though I
Alvarado,
don't
what you
feel
think
like
on
he
that,
should be the
brother?
coach.
No, first of all, it was good, everyone. How have y'all been? Could heal
Right.
myself.
Oh, he got a Harden as his emoji.
Yeah, I was about to get into it. That.
Yes,
So
sir.
I've seen the game. And when I was watching it, I didn't see Harden. The guy that you see as my profile pic as I'm speaking right now, that's the guy you saw out there. I don't even know what I've seen, to be honest. I don't know what Philly can do. I don't know what Harden can do. And if y'all don't mind me asking, did Daryl Morey get Doc Rivers as the coach?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so then I think it's safe to say that Doc Rivers is gone as we speak. I think it's pretty safe to say it, that he's
Is
gone
it
as we
his
speak.
fault?
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying Daryl Morey is notoriously known for getting the people that he wants within his worker field when it comes to coaches, assistants, and all that good stuff. That's how I feel about it.
Well, it's like I said, guys. In Philly's case, second round has been a hard round to get past, and it's time for heads to roll. And I'm not guaranteeing it this one, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, Doc won't suffer. He's gonna get a job. But
Yeah.
I think they gotta do something, right? They can't keep the same
Mm-hmm.
team.
They can't, but at the same time, Philly also handcuffed themselves in a position where they can't get themselves valuable role players for a sustainable basketball team, in my opinion.
Yeah, they get
'Cause
rid of
I just
Tobias Harris.
but
I
the
just think
contract is horrible, though. The contract is not
Yeah.
good.
I
So
just think heads gotta roll.
And that's
I
why I
really
said
do.
ain't no way
And I
that
wanted to
Philly
say
won
this,
the
and you guys
trade.
can go on. I wanted to say this too, guys, and then you guys can go on. I'm just gonna read off last year's Miami's starting five. They had Gordon Dragic at the point, Duncan Robinson at the two guard, Trevor Ariza at the small forward. I mean, at the power forward, Jimmy Butler and Adebayo. Milwaukee's got the same team, guys. Have Miami changed? They are almost totally different.
Less
Listen to
offensive
these names:
firepower.
Trevor Ariza at the power, Trevor Ariza at the power forward, Gordon Dragic at point, Duncan Robinson starting at the two guard. Three of them players not even playing hardly on the team no more. As a matter of fact, Dragic and Ariza not there, and Duncan Robinson not even getting no tip. And they got P.J. Washington. Milwaukee made upgrades. I mean, I'm sorry,
oh,
Miami made upgrades this year, guys. I'm not saying it's a
yeah,
difference in the series. They are not the same team.
But the offensive firepower, like, I'm not saying that Duncan Robinson, but some 20, 30-point game score. But, like, you substitute offense for more defense is all they did. That's why they won the game tonight, 99-90. But I don't see them holding Milwaukee. And mind you now, Milwaukee going over 100 points every game. Well, before I say that, I got to check the stats. But I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah,
going over
you
100
know,
game every game against the Celtics this series.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. If they get Middleton back, P.J. Washington is gonna be on him every game. Not Trevor Ariza, P.J.
oh, you mean
Washington.
PJ Tucker? PJ Tucker.
I mean, yeah, Tucker. I'm sorry. He's gonna be
Yeah.
on him every game. And
Yeah.
Cal Lowry might be back for this series. He might.
But if he do
And
come back, he going to be horrible.
yeah, I mean he might be, but they was playing Gabe Vincent, and he's playing well. He didn't get
Listen,
any tick back.
but
Vincent
Marvin,
didn't play hard. Yeah,
remember we talked about that one X factor.
yeah,
Do any panel members remember that X factor? Even the chat. We talked about the X factor for the Miami Heat that
yeah.
really wasn't showing up very well, but he showed up tonight. Who is that guy, and can he continue?
No, Tyler Hero.
No, sir, not Tyler Hero. Starter.
Was it Gabe Vincent?
Oh no, starter.
Washington.
Starter. Oh,
Who?
Jimmy
Washington.
Butler.
No, Strauss.
Oh, Scruggs.
And
Yeah.
oh.
he's actually
Remember
well,
we was talking about him the other day.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
he had
yeah,
one
yeah,
bad
yeah.
game, and the next two he had real good. See, and he didn't get any play last year either. He's
But
starting
see,
now.
those are a lot of scrappy guys on the Heats. That's
That's
what
what
I'll
they got.
give them. There are a lot of scrappy guys over there. But Milwaukee just too big. Like, what are they gonna do if Milwaukee roll up the lineup with Lopez at center? What your boy name is Giannis at the 4, Bobby Porter's at the 3, and if Chris Middleton come back, that's what they really want to do. The team is if Chris Middleton put it in there, and then run Drew Holiday at the point.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, and Lopez actually was the key to that series last year. He had a big series.
Look how
But
they beat.
I'm gonna say this: they just played against Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
He got the best at center.
Yeah, but
So I
that's
think
just
they
one.
did pretty well.
That's just
I know
one
he was
person.
hurt. I know he was hurt.
Remember how Milwaukee beat Remember how Milwaukee beat Boston last game? An offensive rebound by Bobby Portis.
Yeah.
Them boy offensive rebound, second chance points is how they gonna get over 100 points. And can the Heat rebound with them with just Bam down there?
Well, I mean, but that leads to your spacing on the floor and the way you play defense. Miami is solid, and they're usually in right positions. They don't have the tallest guys, but they're not the worst defensive rebounding team in the league either. And they're not even considered a large team.
But they don't play Milwaukee 82 games.
I know it, but you gotta go to that on both sides of the floor. You gotta go game by game adjustments, who's the best coach and who has the deepest team. And
that's true. That's true.
And then you go by home court advantage when you got two top teams like this. And if Miami can hold court at home, and I'm not saying they can against Miami or Boston, if they can, they got a good chance. You know, I just think they made the adjustments, and Milwaukee felt like they was solid enough to run it back.
No, that's smart. That's smart.
What's that?
To run your championship team back. It's smart and it's normal. The Lakers was the only team in recent years that did something as folly as that, is breaking up a championship team. Because normally you don't do that. And the Lakers was well within their cap to keep that same team together. So, and it cost them, you know what I mean? But normally that's what you do. You keep that team and you run it back. And that's across all sports genre, that you keep a championship team intact.
Well, they did lose one player.
The organization will break that up.
They did lose one player, and that's PJ Tucker.
But I don't think PJ Tucker.
I think Bobby Portis makes up for that. I think he makes up for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I agree with that.
He played well last year against him. I mean, but PJ Tucker is big for Miami, is what I'm expressing, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it from that point too. But it brings
you see
me
what
back
I'm saying? He upgrades Miami, and I'm not saying that he downgraded Milwaukee, but he brought Miami up. He made them a better defensive team.
True.
He did. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not betting against Giannis. You can forget about that shit. But I did pick Miami. I did pick Miami to win it. And I felt like the only way they would win it is to have home court advantage. And they have it.
Remember in the bubble, you know why Miami couldn't do nothing with Lakers? They had too much size.
They were too tall.
Too much size. Like, I don't care how good you is. You
Pause
play
on that
5
size.
small players and you can switch defense and all that. It don't matter when you got legit 16, 7-footers on the court. Offensive rebound, defensive rebound, like bully ball the whole game. Who's stopping Giannis?
Well, we say that all the time. We said that when they got ready to play Philly. Who gonna stop him? It's not about
the Bucks got height as well too. The Bucks have a lot of height.
Yeah, like and that's coming off the bench. That's in the starting round lineup. Like, they got size all over, and that's without Chris Middleton knocking. With Chris Middleton, the
balls on that side.
Here's what I say to that when you say who's stopping Giannis. They just beat the Bulls 4-1, and Giannis averaged 27 points a game against us. Well, in this Boston series, he's averaging 32. And the series is tougher. I don't believe it's about stopping one player.
Think about the Bulls.
One thing that Miami has in his favor. That's why I said the Bucks got a hell of a roster. That's what I'm
No, what
talking
I'm saying is
about. I think
think
in
about
Miami's
the
case.
Bulls roster. They have Vujic in the middle. That they ain't got like, even though Vujic is got good size on him, the way he played defense is literally no size on the Bulls.
Height.
They ain't off the bench. You bringing in
So you say,
go ahead.
so you saying that you think that the Bulls play better defense on Giannis than Boston's doing?
Heck no.
The
No,
numbers
no,
are
no.
the numbers indicate
What I
that.
saying is he dispatched the Bulls a lot more easier on the strength of Bulls ain't got no size in the middle. With
Height, right.
Boston,
No
they got
height in the middle.
actual X's and O's coach who could actually put them in certain positions
No
where,
panic stuck on size.
huh?
No,
Never
I
mind.
agree. I
I'm just
understand
joking.
what he's saying, Bill.
No,
I
I'm just
definitely
joking with no
understand what he's
panic
saying.
though.
Now,
I'm
Bo,
just joking with no panic.
the
all right, well,
Bulls
let me ask you
ain't.
this, no panic, no panic.
Yeah,
Let
go
me
ahead.
ask you this, no panic. Are they are they that much larger than Boston? I think they are, aren't they?
Balls.
I mean, Boston got a legit shot block in the middle. They got Al Horford who know how to use his body in the middle. Like no one person, like how you said, no one person gonna stop Giannis. Said damn near no two people gonna stop Giannis. But when you got a coach like I'll give Billy Donovan all the credit in the world. Like I ain't trying to shit on him right now for all the Bulls fans. All I'm saying is the Celtics got a coach that not only knows how to put players in place to succeed, he actually runs a legit offense that plays off of that defense.
And they listen to him.
Yeah,
Don't leave
like
that part out. They listen.
yeah. So it's like
Bulls don't listen.
so when they get to Miami, I understand Miami discipline. Miami can they the best defensive team in the league, but at the end of the day, size matters.
All
Balls.
right.
Yeah, see, I don't even know whether to put a pause in there now because he like shit, you know. But like,
They have an extreme height advantage.
yeah, like
The Milwaukee Bucks over any
Yes.
team that's left in this
Oh,
tournament, and that's even
yeah.
including Phoenix and Golden State.
Yeah.
cause look at the difference between the two Lakers team from the bubble team to the next year team. Almost the exact same team except for who? Dwight Howard and who else? Another big
JaVale
man.
McGee.
Listen, JaVale McGee. Like size really matters. Pause.
One more
Yeah,
thing
that
about
height.
that series. One more thing about that series, if it comes to that, Miami and Milwaukee. Does Miami shoot a good three ball, guys?
Decent.
Mm, they mid. They
Decent.
mid. They mid.
Yeah, they decent. I tell you, they only scored 99 points tonight. To me, that's a good thing because they could defensively
The
hold
reason I bring that
teams.
up is because Milwaukee's defense
Exactly.
is predicated on giving you the 3-point shot. That's why I'm bringing it up. Because
Good
their
point,
defense
Marvin.
is predicated
But
on
they
giving you
predicated
the
on giving a
3-point shot.
certain person that 3-point shot. Now, ain't everybody, just certain people. They pick who they want to give that 3-point shot
Oh,
to, and
Yeah,
then
because
they
they
Milwaukee.
won't
actually
give it
give
up to
up
Tyler
playing.
Hero, right?
Yeah, they ain't gonna give him to
Yeah,
Tyler Hero. They'll give him to like somebody like who in the Heat. They'll give
Strauss.
him to Jimmy Butler all day. They'll give
Well,
him to
Butler was hitting his three in this series.
yeah, but I mean you will love with it because you know that in his game. You know he don't want to just sit and shoot.
That's a good point.
Like I
Good
used to say
point.
about
I'm,
Zach Levine on
Good
the
case in
Bulls.
point.
He can shoot the three ball, but that take away from what he can actually do offensively by saying, okay, Zach Levine, stay in the corner and shoot, or stay on the wing and shoot.
well,
Players can
I
shoot,
was
but it's like
bringing it
they know
up.
the
I was
game.
bringing it up for this reason. Duncan Robinson didn't get very much tick in this series. If they play Milwaukee, he's going to play, guys,
But he was
because they
struggling
give
all
up
season.
three.
There's a
Because
reason
they
why
give
he
up
even getting
three.
no play.
Well, I mean, but you know, it only take one game for a person like that to get hot and get in rhythm.
Yeah, but they could have did that all this series right here because they kind of think this series right here would have been a perfect series of just you know what, let's throw Duncan in there and let's get him hard. If even that easy, they would have just done it.
But see, this if you looked at the games against Philly, the coach of Miami predicated this game on playing more zone and not necessarily. See, it was more of an even match. I don't know which one you can pick. I mean, pick who runs the quicker pace between Philly and Miami. They basically the same,
Right.
but
Right.
Miami's
They're
a
sluggish.
faster.
Yeah, they're very sluggish.
Yeah, but Miami's at least a little bit faster pace than Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a slow
Hmm.
down playoff team. They want to play half court.
Yeah.
I
They'll
mean,
Three
run.
ball.
depend because you know Giannis has come down and he be well to do his start at the top of the key and then get his little full head of steam and then Euro step. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Now listen, when you say Giannis, They don't even mention Giannis. It ain't nobody on know what you can't do it. But I can tell you this: if you looked at Miami's defense, the way they played Embiid, they bothered Embiid in this series, guys. They really did. They run double teams, triple teams. They did a lot of things to Embiid that I ain't seen many teams do. Embiid is usually dominant as hell. He wasn't
And
dominant
B
so
was
dominant.
banged up a little bit also, Marvin. So we
Yeah,
not gonna give Miami all the credit because he was
no,
banged up, his face was banged up, his back was banged up. If you was to put him on a anatomical list, you could see a whole lot of elements that was missing out of Joel Embiid
oh
based
yeah,
on
yeah,
those little nagging injuries he was receiving through the course of this playoffs.
Cool.
yeah,
Miami been doing is they've been running zone, but they'll roll a double team every time
yeah. I mean,
Embiid
you
touch the
can't tell what they're
ball.
gonna do, man. They fucking defense is out of this world. And I gotta say this too, Dex. Miami proved me wrong today. Well, they had 32 and they won. How about that?
Yeah, and like I said, they didn't even score 100 points. So by
Mm-hmm.
them not scoring 100 points and keeping the Philadelphia 76ers at 90, that's superb in itself because you're supposed to have three high power offensive players and one sub high power offensive players. And those three supposed to be in Harden, Embiid, Maxey, and that sub player supposed to be Tobias Harris. And what all was going on with the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, even though they failed in completing their seasonal goal, which is to get into the NBA Finals and hopefully winning the NBA Finals, is that James Harden is not mentally fit to win a championship with the behavior he displays outside of the court of basketball, the Wells Fargo's arena. He's not mentally fit.
Is,
He
is
has
James
to
Harden a
he has to
virus?
get rid of those bad habits so he can come in and focus on basketball and being a champion. Because if that's your
Is,
ultimate goal to be a champion, then you got to do what the champions do, right?
yeah.
Remember that
Is
report that
James
had come
Harden
out?
is James Harden a virus, guys? Is he a virus?
I'm about to say, remember that report that come out when they first bring Dwight Howard over to Houston, and they've been talking about how Dwight Howard and Harden are sitting at the table on their own, and the rest of the team will be separated. I feel like Harden one of them dudes that don't understand like winning the championship takes from day one. This us, we a family, we a team. We gonna go all the way regardless. We ain't putting no blame on nobody. We understand what we can and cannot do on the court. I feel like he one of them dudes that don't is like, look, I ain't putting up my 30, 35 points, triple double. Like, what y'all doing? If we lose, he on y'all. Cause I put my stats up. That goes towards I forget the dude named Early saying he a stat pattern.
I gotta
And that's
ask you
why he'll
guys
never
this.
win a chip. Not as a
Is it
starter.
true? Is it true that he goes to titty bars and whatnot? And is he
Yes.
a virus? Is he a virus to a team?
I don't know if it goes as far as being a virus, but I can tell you he's definitely a drama queen.
Yeah.
Wow, he's not dedicated, then, guy.
That's a good word
Other,
right there. That might
yeah,
be
he's
that might be the perfect word that encapsulate James Harden NBA career is dedication. Because
yeah.
just because you was such a finesse player on the court and you dominated for the NBA for about 4 or 5 years on that scoring barrage run that he had with the help and assistance of the calls that he was manipulating to go his
Yeah,
way. You follow what I'm saying? Now that those calls have been removed, you and Dame Dollar, one of the two, did not adjust your game. One thing Curry did, Steph Curry adjusted his game because Steph Curry was dealing with that same situation to try to adjust and evolve his game based on new rules that the NBA incorporated for seasons to come. And we've seen Steph Curry excelling. You follow what I'm saying? Whereas Dame Dollar and James Harden, two other beneficiaries of those type of calls that got them high scoring numbers, they have yet to really evolve their games to fit the modern NBA as we know it today.
you're right. Oh, and shout out to Flight. Dallas breaking their leg in Phoenix ass 80-61.
With an all white shoe, hubba bubba.
And I'm not saying Dallas gonna win that series, but I done had plenty arguments with people about Dallas, and I told them if Dallas had if they had a big man, everybody needs to look out. That team would really be good.
I know one thing: if Phoenix let this go to Game 7, Luka
It
Magic is a
is.
thing.
They down by 19 with 4 minutes to go in the third.
I kind of hope so. I can't stand these Suns fans, man. I can't stand them, bro. I just can't.
Wait a
Man, I
minute.
get
Well,
What's wrong with the Suns fans, Alvarado?
the
Man,
Suns been one of two things I've been wrong about this
they're
year.
kinda arrogant, Derek, Dex. They really are.
the dudes
Are you
make one
serious?
final. Dudes make
Phoenix
one
They think
Suns
final.
everything
fans?
should fall in their hands. They think everything should just fall in their hands. They feel like they got snuffed last year and no calls. And they even said that in that last game when Paul got fouled out, that the refs was
Hey, the
against him.
Suns been nobodies 2 years ago. Now they fan base annoying. That's crazy.
Man, these dudes make a finals in the recent era, and now they don't know how to act like they won the whole damn thing. I can't
I
stand
ain't
Wow, I
it.
gonna
didn't
lie.
even know
I've
that.
been saying they ain't even gonna make it this year. I
Yeah,
thought they
man.
both going
Suns fans
down,
are
be like
Suns
a
fans
couple
are
series.
arrogant as hell, man. Almost as arrogant as Toronto fans. Now, Dex, you know about
No,
Toronto fans, don't you?
Toronto fans are
Well, I mean,
horrible.
Toronto's a whole country. I mean, they represent the whole country, so I can understand their zealots. You know what I'm saying? Because those zealots is representing a whole portion of North America, which is Canada. So that's a little different.
And they
Phoenix
couldn't
is
even
only
play in
representing the
their
city
home stadium this year.
Yeah, but I
and
guess you can put
at
Phoenix
most
in it.
part of state.
True.
I guess I mean, you're right. You might be right, Alvarado. Are the Phoenix fans, kind of jumping the gun? This was their. I mean, how many times they went to the finals last year, and before then, when have they been in the finals?
This
Since
they window.
'93,
This
So
from
it
they
ain't like
window.
they've been.
1993 to 2020. Well, 22. That was 22 when it was in it. Not the
When they
22
give
season,
Chris
but
Paul,
the
when
year
they give Chris
22.
Paul that 4 year, $120 million contract, they
So that's what
automatically
almost 40
say this
years.
our window.
Yeah, and
They
they
say
didn't
this
win it.
our window.
Yeah, and they didn't win it exactly because they lost in 6.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and all right. Question to the panel: if Phoenix gets there, can they beat Miami or Milwaukee or Boston?
Definitely Miami, Boston. I don't say definitely, but I think they can beat Boston.
Boston would be 7 games. I think Boston would be 7 games.
Yeah, the way
I,
Boston played Milwaukee, yeah, that looking 7-ish.
you know what? That would be a listen. That would be a terrific finals. Maybe I should cheer for that. Maybe I should cheer for Boston versus Phoenix because Phoenix old Boston. If you are a NBA fan and you can
No.
extend your NBA tentacles to what year was that? 76?
77, 77.
It was 77,
Yeah, I
where
think.
Phoenix had them and let them off the hook, and Boston came back and won that 7th game. So Phoenix actually owed Boston one little smacker in the mouth. So if that would be a hell of a storyline if that game could be resettled again in 2022. Boston versus Phoenix Suns.
Well, it's Phoenix cruising, sort of like I felt uh, Golden State did last night. The way they got beat, that was damn near embarrassing.
Sheesh.
It's
And
Phoenix
if I'm
cruising.
not mistaken, Alvarado, if I'm not mistaken, is that the game that Havlicek made that steal?
I think that
What
was
happened?
the game.
Yeah, he made that hell of a steal. And then I think it was 8 years, no, 10 years later, Bird basically made that same type of steal against the Detroit Pistons. You remember that?
Yep.
Was it
Yep, I
Bird or
do
Yeah.
Dennis
remember.
Johnson? One of those two. It was Bird or
What you
Dennis
about
Johnson.
Bird under the basket when he
Basically,
threw that ball to Danny Ainge? Threw that ball to Danny Ainge?
yeah, basically mimicked the same steal that Havlicek did in 77 finals. Yeah, so just a little bit of Boston Celtics folklore.
I
Shout
was
Dex, I
out
seeing
to
want to
the
give
Alfred
Clippers and
All
South,
Good.
and
What's up,
I ain't
my
trying to
brother?
see Dallas and
Hey, you see that Alfred,
Milwaukee
right?
by itself.
You see that Alfred? You looking at it? Yes, sir.
Dex,
Yes, sir, baby. We go deep.
is that
And it's an
is
OG.
that
Listen
Memphis?
now. It's an OG jersey. It ain't 24. This that 8, baby. This that 8.
I want to give a shout out to you, Dex, because you did mention that everybody needs to put a little topping on Luka Doncic's name. That boy can play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know he look a little bit unhealthy, but that dude can ball. That boy can ball. Put some respect on that man's name for sure.
Is Jason Kidd doing a hell of a coaching
Thank
job,
you,
guys,
Isaiah
with the
Curry,
team that
Dennis
he has?
Johnson. Thank you.
Is Jason Kidd doing a hell of a coaching job with the team that he has in Dallas, guys?
I don't think so because I feel like this is the same Dallas team from last year and the year before. Especially if they don't get out this, if they don't get out this round right here. It's like it's the same thing. Like I see this every year from Luka.
Now you saying that what you need them? You talking about them beating Utah and now
Shut
Phoenix?
up. All good.
You talking about them beating Utah in the first round this year? Having going because this series is going to 7. They went in 90-68. Taking Phoenix to 7. You don't think Jason Kidd is doing a pretty good coaching?
Mhm.
No, I mean I just feel like they're doing the same thing because I mean like think about last year they get to the second round and get put out. So if they get to the Western Conference Finals, think about it. All that other setting them up to get their ass 4-1 gentleman sweep from Warriors.
No panic is crazy.
Like,
Do
think
you
about
think the
it. If
Warriors?
that's all you
But you
accomplish,
don't
Hold
see a
on, man.
change. No panic. You don't see a change in Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't see
Wow.
nothing but James Harden all over again. And this ain't no knock to Luka. I ain't trying to shit on Luka by saying that, but I just seen the same thing over again. Same thing with Harden. Like,
Oh no, Luka ain't nothing like Harden. Now come on,
no,
man.
But they're going
I ain't saying
toe
the
to
other.
toe.
Like, just
No
saying
panic.
like the
They're going
same
toe to toe
setup.
with the #1 team in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, they can do that. I mean, I ain't saying they can't do
Let me
that,
tell
but
you
I
something.
mean, shit.
The Suns is winning off of their home court advantage. That's it.
That's all they winning
Yeah,
off of.
eventually, you're gonna
So
wait till
imagine
somebody
them going to
snatch that from
7.
them.
If they win all their
And
home
if they
games, they
keep
got
slipping,
to
they're
They
gonna give
advantage.
frauding
one up.
too. They frauding.
Who is
Listen,
Flight?
Said they're
Son.
frauding. The
Who?
the Suns.
Suns.
You
They
said the Suns.
nobody's stepping on them yet. I don't think
Well,
they got a
Golden State.
chance.
Wait a minute. Hold on one second. Golden State just lost a devastating game, and we chimed in on that. Now,
Golden State beat
the
Phoenix.
Phoenix
Right.
Suns is doing the same thing. Maybe it's listen. Maybe we're looking at the same scenario where the Phoenix Suns want to win on their home floor like Golden State.
Or
Yeah, but
Golden State.
they
I ain't saying Golden State throw the game, but
Golden State
Golden
gonna
State
definitely win
probably
the
feel
next
good
one.
about going to game 6 because it's like they don't want a
yeah.
bunch of days off between that guy winning last. Let's say they had one last night and they
No,
waiting
you
on
don't lose
Sunday.
games
They'd have been
intentionally
off by
now.
like whole week by the time they play a game.
Now wait a minute, no panic. Are you suggesting that they lost that game intentionally?
No, that's
You
why I said
don't do
that's
that.
why I start off and say I don't think they throw the game or nothing like that, but it's like you
Alfred,
come
that's
into a
no
game, it's
panic.
like, man, this team ain't even on our level, and they start play out. You about to
No, no,
just
no.
put them off the
You
court, blah blah
don't do
blah. But
that.
it's
No
like you
panic.
ain't put everything in there.
No panic. There ain't a team in the damn NBA that's gonna play with these playoffs. You don't take off no damn game talking about you want to
Shit.
rest.
I mean,
You try
yeah,
to
I
win
always
every
say I
damn
start off
game.
by saying I don't think they throw the game, but at the same time, you lose by 50 in the playoffs. That's
Well, once you
crazy.
start losing by 25, you don't play as hard. I understand that. But they damn sure didn't come in that game yesterday thinking, well, we can lose this one and try to win this at home.
No, of
You
course
don't
not. No, I
play
don't
like
think no
that.
team going to it like that. But I'm pretty sure they ain't down about this law. Like any other team in any other situation, they lose by like 30 or something like that. It'll be like, man, we gotta win the next game. We trying to close them out, whatever, like that. And it's a thing. But I feel like with them, it's like, man, let them boy get that. We got the next one.
Well,
I don't think the Warriors been
I
worried
can
about that
agree.
loss at all.
I can agree with you to this extent. That was game 5. This is game 6 for Phoenix. You
Yeah.
can't play around and go back home thinking you're gonna win at home in a game 7 because any fucking thing can happen in game 7. So
Yeah. I feel like,
in Phoenix
Suns playing a
case, it's a
tougher
little different.
opponent than what Warriors playing.
That's why I said earlier, did Golden State go ahead and coast yesterday? Because they know they got 2 more games. They was up 3-1, not
Yeah.
3-2.
Cause like you
You
said,
know,
they've been down by 25. They could have killed themselves to try to come back, but I
you're
I
right.
feel like it been more so like we down by 27, third quarter going by, we still kind of down by 25, 30, 35. You know what? Just fuck all that. we ain't want a whole week off before we got to play our next opponent anyway. So shit, just shut down the starters, let the backups play. Like, but cause they could have fight back when they were down 27 at the half. Like teams come back all the time from damn 20-point leads. At least make the game respectable. But I feel like at that point you make a decision like, shit, y'all gonna be rusty going into the Western Conference Final, or kind of be step by step. But with the way Phoenix playing, like shit, they ain't got no choice now. Like if Phoenix let them go to Game 7, they gonna have to wait almost a week.
Okay, question. It's the end of the third in the Phoenix game. They down by 22. Should they rest their players?
No, hell no. Hell no. That's only 22 points. I feel like if any team, as long as you can get the score down to 10 with at least 5-6 minutes left, you good. Like, see, a lot of teams, like, even when like I'll play 2K here and there, I ain't the best at 2K. I try to make it seem like some elite dude, but when I play 2K, I'll get down by like 23, 24 points to somebody. I don't panic. I just damn chip at that lead, like, okay, end of the half, try to get them down by like 18, 16 points. By the fourth quarter start, try to get them down by like 12, 14 points. Because I know I can chip away as the game go on, but so what I'm saying is an NBA, it's the same thing. It's a game of runs. Like, Phoenix, I feel comfortable with Phoenix being down by 10 as long as they got about 5 minutes left because they got Chris Paul. Like, Chris Paul going to orchestrate this thing to where it's like we taking smart shots on every shot we take. All you got to do is hit your shot. Chris Paul will put you in a position to, like, if he feel like, okay, Booker got a mismatch, I'm going to put Booker in a position where I'm going to hit him on the wing, let him dance, do his thing, or I'm going to hit Booker in a low post because he got one of the smaller power forwards or something like that. I feel like teams like the Phoenix Suns don't get panicky when they come down to being down by 20 and like that. Now, the Warriors, on the other hand, they don't run a set offense like that, so they more like they depend more on getting hot to make a comeback than as far as like just chipping away. If that makes sense.
Okay, now we laughed at we didn't laugh, but we talked about Alvarado playing well against Chris Paul in the playoffs.
I don't think he played well.
Yeah, he did play well against Chris Paul in the playoffs.
What he did?
For the Pelicans?
Yeah.
He didn't play well that last game because Chris Paul went 14 for 14. The reason I'm saying that is
Ty Lue played good against Iverson, but Iverson still give him 30.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is this. All right, hold on. The reason I'm saying is this. Have Dallas figured something out about it? Last 3 games for Chris Paul, 5 points,
I don't think they did.
7 points, and 7 points tonight.
Okay. I don't got no problem with that from Chris Paul. I don't look at Chris Paul for scoring. I look at him for orchestrating scoring.
Okay. All right. I'm just telling you, Dallas did something.
Think about it. The last 3 games. Who won? The last 3 games? Who won the most games?
Alfred, stop soliciting in the chat, man.
Dallas won 2 out of 3.
They won 2 out of 3.
All solicitors will be punished.
If they win tonight, it will be 2 out of 3.
To the fullest
if they win tonight, they'll be 2 out of 3. I mean, shit. 1-1 in like 2 games, he scored under 10 points, and they 1-1 in them. I'll take that. Like I say, like I feel like Chris Paul, his offense and more so like when he first come in the league, now he been dropping 25, 20 something a game or whatever like that because he been on a young Hornets team. But when we first moved to New Orleans and all that, like he been young and he's been getting his buckets or whatever. He's still been dishing out and running the offense, but not as well as he's doing them now. I feel like nowadays his offense is more so like, okay, well, I'm gonna get 8 and open. I'm gonna get him like 15, 20 points this game. I'm gonna get Miles Bridges some shots or whatever. I'm put him in a position to score. I feel like he more of a tactical scorer. Like he ain't gonna be doing a score, but he gonna be doing so much in the offense that players that usually don't get a certain amount of points, he gonna get them in the points just based on how he put them in a good position.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Dallas has won. If they win tonight, they have won the last 3 out of 4.
That 3 out of 4.
Phoenix. Yeah. If they win tonight.
Go ahead, Alvarez.
Well, LeBron,
now, 3 of those games were in Dallas.
3 of those games were in Dallas all year, and I've been saying
3 of those games were in Dallas too. That would be the 3 games that were in Dallas.
Yeah, Alvarez has something to say.
Go ahead, Alvarez.
You mean Alvarado?
Yeah, damn, Alvarado.
Alvarado, yeah, not Alvarez. Alvarado.
You got me calling him Alvarez. Yeah,
it's the shades.
Um,
Go ahead,
but
Alvarado.
going back to all the point of Dallas, I want us to go back to a point that you said, Marvin, on what Dallas can do. I feel like if you get Dallas a formidable center that can provide you defense and rebounding, I feel like we're looking at a completely different team here.
Yep.
You,
And which was
you.
good.
Yo, it
It was
was
good, right?
good.
What's up, y'all? How
I
y'all
had an
doing, man?
argument.
I'm
Hey,
doing
Shout
what's
out
good.
to
up,
Right
brother?
to Truth.
What up,
What's
right to
up,
truth?
yo?
I had an argument. I had an argument with a guy. They told me that Dallas wouldn't be any better if they had DeAndre Ayton on their team.
They'll be twice as better, I think.
Hold up,
Hey,
you said he wouldn't be better with DeAndre in?
hey, but hold on, y'all.
You
Let me
don't think they
respond
would?
to this comment real quick, y'all. Yo, the NBA is not scripted. I'm tired of people with the conspiracy theories. Dudes is playing on the road. They get tired and they run out of gas. It happens. If anybody on here is employed, are you 100% every day you go to work, or sometimes you give a half-ass effort? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is,
I
man.
mean, depending on who the person is, some motherfuckers really do go to work and give their all.
I mean, not every day, bro. Nobody is perfect. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean
Dudes
you
is
got to be perfect to give you all at the job. Like some people really dedicated to this craft. Like
you
Giannis
can be
take more
dedicated all
days
you want.
off.
You're gonna have an off day. You're gonna have an off day.
yeah,
You know
like
what I'm
off
saying?
days happen. It's just the effort you give is different than having an off day.
I ain't
Yeah, but
seen Giannis having a damn off day.
That's
well, then
true.
why they ain't? Well, how come they ain't sweep the Celtics then?
He ain't had
It
an
ain't
off day
because of
though.
him. It ain't
They
because of
ain't sweep.
him.
They ain't sweep the Celtics though.
But it
Yeah,
ain't
but that don't
because of
mean
It's
he
not
him.
had an
You talking
off
realistic.
about
day
It's,
though.
it's not
He had an
He
you talking
did
realistic.
off
about
have.
day.
players
It's
taking
not
a day
realistic.
off. He ain't
That
took
is
no damn
realistic.
day off.
It is realistic. And yo,
No,
I
the
see
hell
them
it's
going
not.
seven.
No, it's
I
not.
see them
No, it's
going.
not.
He's not Superman. I see them going 7 games. I see them still
So you
going
think
7 games.
Stop
you say
And
this.
who
Boston gonna
wins?
win
Right
again?
to Truth. Who wins?
Milwaukee.
Woo!
Damn,
I
you talking
like
about
Boston
you
though.
talking about the next two games, they gonna win both teams gonna win on the road.
Yeah. And yo, I like Boston, man. I like Boston. I really do, man. I really do. But Giannis wanted his team wants it more. Portis wants it more. Drew Holiday wants it more. You know what I'm saying? Those
You think
guys
they're
are
gonna let
really.
this series go back to Boston and they want it more?
I don't think they're gonna let it, but I think it's gonna happen. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
They
I
playing
could be
in
wrong.
Milwaukee the next game. The next game's
Mhm.
in Milwaukee.
Absolutely. And so
Okay.
you don't think Boston could win a game in a row? I'm sure they
No,
can.
I didn't say it. No, I'm just stating. I'm just going back to what you just said. That you feel that Milwaukee wants it. Do you
No, yeah,
believe?
I said they'll win the series, but I said it'll go 7. That's what Dex asked me. Do you think it'll go 7?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm not listen. I hate Milwaukee. Them some bitches that they've been kicking our ass for the longest. But you got to give props where props is due, man. You just got to
So
give props where
Marvin, so
props
you
is due.
believe Boston is gonna fail and Milwaukee gonna close them out tomorrow?
I hope
I
so.
think it's a good chance.
Mm.
Yeah, but real talk though, as far as like ratings and being an NBA fan, I'd rather see Boston. They're a more explosive team. Milwaukee plays boring to me. You know what I'm saying?
They
They're
play
not.
playoff. They play
They're the
playoff
modern day
Playoff.
basketball.
Spurs. Are they the modern
They
day
Yeah,
play
Spurs?
playoff.
exactly,
They
Dex.
play.
Exactly,
They
Dex.
play
That's what they
playoff.
are.
They play play.
Exactly, man.
I wouldn't go as far and say the Spurs, but I understand what you mean by the boring thing.
More
Same
of a
thing with
slow
Tim,
down
Dallas.
Tim
team.
Duncan ain't even bringing the ball down court, Euro stepping at
Yeah,
7
Dallas
feet.
is kind of boring also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are. I don't see no explosive plays. I want to see alley oops. I want to see threes. I want to see dudes get crossed over. I want to see all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see pass the ball, shoot it, get a layup, get into the. Nah, man,
Fundamentals.
no.
But
Mm.
write the
Fundamentals.
truth. Write the
Fundamentals.
truth. The guy that was doing all the crossover that you likes to see, his ass is eliminated. That's James Harden and Kyrie Irving. Them guys are
Oh,
gone.
Yo. Hold on. Let me tell y'all something. James Harden. I think James Harden he'll be back if he's focused enough. I think him and Kyrie are going through the same thing, different people, but almost the same circumstance. Dudes is just resting on their laurels. I got paid, I got money. Yo, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, two different players. James Harden more of it's a conditioning thing. Kyrie is on some other shit. Kyrie needs to join the Nation of Islam, put the basketball down, and become a minister in the mosque somewhere near him. You know what I'm saying? Just leave it alone.
right, the truth.
Yeah.
Does that go
What up?
back to the statement that I just mentioned to Dex? Dedication.
I agree. I agree with you with that. Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely,
a powerful word, Marvin.
it
I
is,
know it's
and we got
true.
to think
I
about
know
the
it's true.
times that we living in. These players, these quote unquote superstars, get paid way more than their forefathers. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie could stop playing ball today, and he good for the rest of his life. James
I
Harden
tell you,
too.
I tell you why I say that. Giannis is playing this year like he did not win the championship last year. He's as hungry as he was last year.
I
That's
agree.
dedication.
I totally agree with, and because you know why? Giannis is trying to squash a narrative. Number one, about him as a player and him as a big man, which I think he already did. Yo, he's totally worked on his game since he came in the league. He is a multi-dimensional player. You know what I'm saying? He is the
Cap.
prototype. Nah, ain't no captain. What can he do? The dude can
Wait, wait,
shoot
wait,
from
wait.
outside.
He
Let
Go
can't
me
hit
ahead.
say
no
this. Let me say
threes.
this.
He can't
Let me
shoot
say
no
this.
threes now.
So I
Not
was
on a
hearing
consistent basis.
the podcast. I was hearing the podcast yesterday saying that Giannis is one dimensional. He don't know how to shoot. He don't know how to use his mid range. Man, that's some bullshit. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Well,
Okay.
what I've seen from Giannis is a development from a mid range game, from a mid range standpoint, in which I haven't seen 2 to 3 years ago. He realized
Yes.
that he didn't have that shot on the bubble. So what did he do after?
Yes.
He developed a shot. It's not
Yes. You're right.
sure it's not consistent, but still the bitch is still going in once in a while, and it's very effective and very,
And
very decisive playoff moments.
And you're
Yeah.
right. And yo, where he's comparable with Jokic, they don't have to just stand by the rim and dunk the ball. That's the end result. That's the most easiest result. But he's bringing the ball up. He's going coast to coast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's doing it all. He's really worked on his game, and that's a credit to the foreign players. They recognize that they have to have the fundamentals, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Now you know what? Only reason I'm gonna say this is because I hear this saying all the time. So if he's bringing the ball up, isn't that called ISO ball, guys? And
He's not always bringing
if
the
it
ball
is,
up.
wait, let me finish. And if it is, why do everybody talk about his bad?
Yeah, but don't
No,
sound so
that's coast to
demanding when you say
coast.
that.
That's not ISO. That's coast to
It's,
coast.
thank you,
yeah,
Dex. Thank
yeah.
you. And don't sound so demanding when you say that. Like, let me finish.
I'm
Don't sound
telling
so
you,
demanding. Bring it
I
down a
am
notch,
demanding.
homie.
I am demanding because I hear
New
all a
Uncle
whole bunch
Vern.
of people talk about ISO ball as it being bad.
New Uncle
And
Vern,
coast to
man.
coast is another whole saying for ISO
Stole my
ball.
boy job. Stole my boy job, New Uncle Vern. You stole his job, but it's all good.
I'm
We're
just
going to bring
letting
him
you
back,
know.
though.
I'm letting you
Mhm.
know. If you want to say coast to coast, that ain't nothing but another word for ISO ball. That's all
No,
it
that's a
is.
little different. That's a little different.
It's
Right.
completely different. That's
It
different.
is. It is. I don't know what he's talking about.
Come
I
on, Mark.
do.
Come on.
Because y'all
No, he
listen.
want everybody to look like DeRozan and Zach LaVine.
No,
That's
I
why
ain't
he's
thinking
saying
about
that.
DeRozan.
He's trying to get them
DeRozan, hold
company.
up. Hold up. Here's the deal. Now, DeRozan used to bring it up and it was called ISO ball.
But he's staying pat the ball all damn day. He wasn't just going
Well,
coast to coast.
Giannis don't even give it
What
up. He
Giannis
ended up
doing,
taking it to the
Giannis bringing
hoop.
the ball up court. He getting a full head of steam while wide open at the three, top of the key, and Euro stepping and dunking. That's all he doing.
Right,
Yes.
that's coast to
And
coast.
DeRozan just
That's
bouncing it a
not
couple
coast to
extra times
coast. That's
and
that's
taking a
another
fucking
form
jump
of
shot.
iso ball.
Huh?
That
That's
ain't no
another
damn.
form of iso ball. He's isolating when he get down court, it's like, okay, boom. I hit the top of the three. I can pull up and shoot the three, but I know I can't do that like that. So why do? Look at Giannis. Just go to highlights of him at the top of the key. Every time he do the same thing. He put his head down. And he do this little move like he trying to charge up. And when he get to about a free throw line, he start the Euro step.
He has quite a
But
few
how's that
moves.
ISO if you're not
And,
hesitating?
right. It's not ISO. It's not ISO.
No, it's
Because
not that
what
he
ISO
hesitating.
means,
He actually do kind of like stop up at the three, and then he look to
Yes,
see
he
what the
do.
defense giving him, and then he do
And
it.
he don't never pass it.
okay,
He usually
listen.
take it in the hole.
Okay, listen. First of all, basically what ISO mean, right, is that you get in one area of the court why the whole defense is shift because they got that new defensive rule. Remember that they implemented the illegal defensive rule and things of that nature. You have to be 3 feet within your man or something like that, and they move everybody to the side of the court, right? And then they
Clear
allow
out.
you to like a clear out, right? Then they allow you to do your dribble and shoot or whatever. But if you can in one continuous motion, that is not ISO.
It's not
If
a
he stops.
it's not a continuous motion. What it does, he brings it up, looks at the defense, see what the defense give him.
Stops.
Once he
Yeah.
see his closest defender is at the free throw line, Instead of him just pulling up for the three, he just
He
charges a
dropped.
full head of
That's
steam,
what I'm
drop his
saying.
head,
Is
and
he
zero.
stopping? Is he stopping no panic?
Because he analyzing
Yeah,
what the defense giving them.
If he's
yeah, he
not stopping,
analyzed.
you can't consider ISO. That's called what you call coast to coast.
All right, so
Magic
No,
that,
Johnson was a
course the
supreme.
course is grabbing the rebound and going straight on down, regardless of what the defense giving you.
all right, so
Then
Dex, let
what?
me ask
That's what
you.
I'm asking you. That's
All
what
right,
I'm
Dex, let me
asking
ask.
you.
All right, Dex, let me ask you off
It's
topic
a
because
form.
I ain't gonna be on
I
it.
want to say
I ain't
it's the
gonna be on here too
natural
long.
ISO, but it's a form of ISO.
I ain't gonna be on too long. So Dex, let me ask you a question. They were talking today on Undisputed about Doc maybe you know what I'm saying the Lakers is thinking about him. What do you think about that?
Oh God.
Yeah, of course we will welcome Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
He's a very beloved coach in the LA area. You know, he spent a lot of his coaching career with the LA Clippers, and him leaving wasn't a grand leaving. A lot of a lot of people was kind of a little saddened that Doc Rivers left, and it wasn't basically. It wasn't on him, you know what I mean? It was a little Blake Griffin, it was a little Chris Paul, it was a little of that amongst each other because they was kind of beefing a little bit, and it threw off the chemistry of the team. So when Doc Rivers, end up in Philly, the Clippers got Tyrone Lue. So I mean that kind of watched it a little bit better. But now since the coaching job in LA is open, they will be very welcome to receive Doc Rivers because
Dex,
one thing about Los Angeles, they always want a coach with a big name to come coach them.
yeah, but I totally disagree with you. He needs to take some time off, if not flat out retire. He made some real bogus decisions this season. Last season, how he handled the whole Ben Simmons thing, and I think he's going to get fired, and I don't think he's going to get another job. You know what I'm saying? And I also
Oh,
think Mark
come on.
Jackson should not go to the Lakers, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably get man, who are they talking about? I forgot what they were talking
Now
about.
I
But yeah,
don't think Mark Jackson will be a Laker coach, but wait a minute, you telling me that if Doc Rivers get fired from the Philadelphia 76ers, he won't land another
Oh,
coaching job?
he's gonna be
This
the
man
first
is on
one
an
to get hired.
all-time winningest coach list, top
He's gonna
3 or
be the
5.
first one to get hired, right?
He
The
gonna
truth.
I
get
He's
mean,
that
gonna be
job.
cause we talking about off a name. He hasn't won a championship in 14 years. You
he's
know
a
what I'm saying? We
good
talking about
coach.
off. No,
Okay, look at
yeah, but
Popovich.
what is his record? What is his record so far in playoffs since he was with Philly and the Clippers?
Not very
I don't
good.
even know the exact numbers. Yeah,
Not
exactly.
very
I say
good.
the same thing.
Not very
I
good.
don't know the exact numbers, so I'll
But
just say the
but
same thing you said.
But put
Go
it in
ahead.
context now. Put it in context. I just shared about the situation with the Clippers with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. See, that's a situation that was heightened that the media, the big larger media, do not talk about for some reason or another. I don't want if they want to put a blemish on Chris Paul name or whatever. I don't know. But that became a disaster, and it was very difficult to coach in that atmosphere for Doc Rivers. So he kind of get a little pass for that. And then he gets over to the Sixers, and then we have the Ben Simmons debacle. Yes, he had his hand in it. Yes, he made the comment. But dang, who thought Ben Simmons was that doggone fragile mentally?
Yo,
You understand what I'm
me
saying? So
me personally, I don't think anybody should want to go to Lakers. That team is
Damn.
messed up, man.
That's
That
come
true.
team
on,
is
man.
messed up. Nobody wants to go play there. You know what I'm
Come on,
saying?
man.
Y'all got problems, man. Y'all got problems. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? LeBron, I love LeBron, man. That's my dude, man. But we seen now that he's not indestructible. Anthony Davis, man, he's
Wait, wait,
horrible.
wait. Write the truth. Hold on. Dave James, you need to come up to the altar about this James Harden situation. Everybody else paid homage. We mourned. And listen, we absorbed all of the punishment from Marvin, from me, and everybody else. Come pay homage to No Panic, to Rico, to Nico, and everybody that said James Harden will not live up to the billing. Dave James, come to the altar. Go ahead, write the truth.
Man, Davis can't stay healthy, man. And you're not gonna attract any other high profile players that want to play with LeBron and that team for that matter, man. So where are you going next season? You're not, it's a setup, man. They fired Vogel because you can't fire Westbrook and the other players, man. We
I
know he
told him
wasn't
that.
the problem. Yeah,
I told Dex that he was the fall
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was a fall guy. He wasn't the problem. We all know that, man. Come on, man. Nobody wants to go there, and unfortunately, that's LeBron's legacy at this point. Nobody wants to play with him, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to play with him. You know what I'm
I
saying?
find no, I disagree with that. You got to remember now, there is a wealth of talent Excuse me, my lights just went off. You got to understand, right? The truth. There's a wealth of talent that is influenced by clutch sports, and so if anything goes that sour for LeBron, clutch sports would try to manipulate a situation to get some of those top tier players
They
that they
did.
have over there to assist LeBron James. You can best believe that. So don't think that nobody don't want to go to LA.
Well, I'm
Clutch
saying they did
sports
that already
within
though.
No,
themselves have
a
enough
lot of
talent to
players
help LeBron.
understand playing with LeBron means you got to take a back seat and what you can do. No matter who play with LeBron, the player that plays with LeBron always get the blame. You rarely see LeBron get the main
Absolutely.
blame.
I agree. Absolutely. And his body language and his subliminal shots, it tells you that. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of Anthony Davis. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Moving forward, like LeBron, essentially, he isn't going to win anything anymore.
Mm-mm.
They need to move Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? Now, they came out with a report today that Phil Jackson, with his trifling ass,
Yeah, thank
destroyed.
you. His trifling ass.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
I hate
yeah,
Phil Jackson. Fuck
yeah,
Phil
I hate him
Jackson.
too. Exactly. He
No, for
destroyed the
real.
Knicks.
Fuck Phil Jackson, bro, for life,
He
bro.
destroyed the Knicks. He
Nah.
took years off of
That
Carmelo's
bastard.
damn legacy. You know what I'm saying? He don't know what he's doing in the front office, and Jeannie is tripping. And that's another problem y'all got. That I'm
He
gonna
don't
let the
got
rest of
no
y'all cover.
business in the front office.
Right, right. She talking about she consoling him. Magic. I got a problem with that too. Let Magic handle his other business opportunities. He came in. He didn't want to commit to it fully. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave the Ramesses alone. You know what I'm saying? You got your people in place. You know what I'm saying? And just do it like that. But I don't see nobody playing with LeBron. Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
Dex, is it true that Jenny Buss is having a relationship with Dennis Rodman?
I
What
don't
the?
know. I haven't really heard anything to that nature, so I don't know. I just know that that they're swingers. They do their thing. You know what I mean? They hippies, and so they
Well,
love to have
I'm
their
here to tell
parties.
you. I'm
The
here to
LA
tell you.
shit.
Yes,
The LA
she is. Yes, she is. I'm here to tell you. With
She
Well,
trying
that
Dennis
to
gives
she trying to
LeBron
be
even
freak what
more
her daddy
power,
be
right?
doing.
That gives
yo, hold
LeBron
No,
even
stop
more
this shit.
power. But
hey,
more
I'm
power
just
to
letting you
Jeannie.
know.
Jenny's damn near 70. She's still looking sexy, and Rodman still got it going on.
That
So I
girl bring
guess
her boyfriend
a
in to
match
help
made
her
in
with her
heaven.
job.
hey, but hold on. Read the comments though, y'all. Somebody said Stephen A. Smith thinks Harden did this on purpose to get Doc fired and replace him with D'Antoni.
Oh,
D'Antoni.
that's what we were just
D'Antoni.
talking about. He
I
can't.
Man,
said
He
this.
can't
I
take
said
this,
this
dude.
earlier. Dal Morey gonna bring in Dan Tony because he's gonna feel like Embiid. You can't. He already gonna be who he gonna be. But we gonna try to at least squeeze some juice out of Harden by bringing some nostalgia back.
he's
They
another one.
dumb. They dumb.
He's another one. Stay retired, D'Antoni. Stay retired. All we're gonna do is score points and we ain't gonna play no defense. Everybody
Exactly.
just score as many points as you can, but don't play defense. He the one. No, nah, man. Wasn't he the coach when Kobe got his knee tore up?
Yeah,
I
he
could be
run
wrong.
Kobe in the ground,
Yeah,
trying to run that
exactly.
same
Okay.
seven
Yeah,
percent
I was
Kobe
right.
offense.
Yeah, I was
Well,
right.
he gonna
Okay, yeah.
kill Embiid if that's the case. He gonna kill Embiid if that's the case.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
he run Kobe in the ground like he been playing this man down, damn near
Mm-hmm.
the full game every single night, trying to keep up with the younger players. Like
Mm-hmm.
you kill that man.
Wait, was that the
But
year
write the truth
when they
before you
had that
go.
failed super team?
I'm
What's up,
sorry.
Marvin?
Right
What's up, Marvin?
before you go, I want to ask you something.
What's up, bro?
Didn't you say you was thinking that Boston was going to sweep or either gentleman sweep against Milwaukee?
I possibly could have said that. I
Oh
possibly could
yeah,
have said.
no. I know
I
you
mean, I
did.
don't back. Well, okay, that's fine. I don't back down from anything, bro. Yeah, if I did,
That's
I was
oh,
wrong.
the reason I
Apparently,
brought that up is because that's why you say they're going seven. I do believe.
I just think they're both incredibly strong-willed teams, and we've seen in damn near every game it could go either way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're
It
right
can
about
go
that.
either way. You know what
You're
I'm
right
saying?
about that.
Everybody's still on the floor. Everybody's still playing. Now, Marcus Smart, he was the opposite of his last name, the last couple of plays in the fourth. But you know what I'm saying? That game could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? And yo, shame on Boston for letting them come back like that. That didn't make no
And the
damn sense.
last question I got for you: If
Shame
What's up,
on
bro?
Boston
LeBron for making a Space Jam movie.
if Boston loses this series, do they shake that team up?
I hope they don't. I hope they don't. I hope they don't.
Dex, what you think? What you think, Dex?
I don't think Boston should do anything to that team. If anything, they might need to check to see the health status on Robert Williams because, like I said before in previous streams, I don't see the Robert Williams of old that was a defensive stopper and a rim intimidator. It seemed like he's playing more on the perimeter based on the situation with his knee because he had the same injury that our boy Lonzo Ball had, and he had surgery on it, but he came back. And unfortunately, Lonzo wasn't able to come back. So I don't know if that was a press move because we know that old man Al and Gary Grant had a real Pacific conversation about the toughness and the legacy brand of the Boston Celtics, and that might entice him to come back a little sooner than he was supposed to. So
But
I wouldn't do anything with Boston. I will run it back and just make sure that I have more support in that center position than they did this year.
Boston
And
need a
that's what I was
starting
going to
point
address.
guard. They need to go
I'm
ahead and
just about to
sign
say that,
Tyus Jones from
man.
Memphis this season.
I was just about to say that, bro. I was just about to say. I swear to God, I was just about to say that they need a point guard. I was just about to say that. Go ahead, though. I was
So you
just
don't
about
like
to say
Marcus Smart?
And no, it's not
that.
that I
Not
don't
at
like
point.
Marcus Smart. I just don't like him as a starting point guard. He ain't
Right.
no
Hey,
starting
Penny.
point guard.
Shout out superstar Dave James. We got a sighting. He has arrived. People thought Dave James was abducted by aliens, but unfortunately, that milk box story is not true. Do not believe the tabloids. Dave James is here with us now. Wellness check is canceled. Pay homage.
All right, y'all. I'm out. Y'all be easy, man.
Yeah.
Have a good.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah,
go
get
get
Henry.
Tyus Jones from Memphis and run as a solid point guard that can actually run the offense the way the coach wants
Hold
to be
on.
ran, and bring Marcus Smart off the bench.
It's on you, Dave James.
Oh, he went out. He'll be back.
Well,
What you think
I
about
said
that,
that.
Alvarado?
When you look at Boston, it's kind of an interesting situation. I don't think they have any valuable trade assets that they can give to that they can afford to lose, which is why I don't think you should even think about breaking away the core. At the same time, you don't have a point guard, but I think you can look through that through free agency. I just don't know their financial situation as of right now. So it all depends. It really depends. That's what I
Well,
feel.
the reason I asked this question, guys, is because if you think about it, they're going to run into these same damn teams again next year, and Milwaukee's going to be one of them.
Oh, but we got to
If they
remember.
don't make any moves, if they don't make any drastic moves, can they get past them?
I feel like they can for the next year if they stay together. We also got to remember this team had the best record after the All-Star break. They had a new unit. A new unit with a new coach. And sure, it took him time to adjust, but that's what you need. You need time to adjust. And I feel like the next year is going to be a clean slate, and we'll see an even better team than what we're seeing right now. That's how I
And
feel about it.
we might be getting ahead of ourselves because Boston might come back and win this series. But I'm
Uh-huh.
just saying, is Boston more likely to keep this? Now, the core, I know that they'd be the damn fool to get rid of Tatum, Brown, or either Smart. But I think, first of all, old man Al, I don't think he's coming back. And I think they got all they could out of him this year. So they're going to have to replace that. And then Williams, I'm on the line with Dex on this. For some reason, he just don't look the same since he came back. I
Who
mean,
Al Horford?
he's not intimidating like he used to look, you know?
Who Al Horford?
Yeah. No,
Oh
no,
yeah, I
no.
mean, shit.
Williams.
I mean, but he been playing through injury. I think next year he gonna come back. He gonna be a solid low. But they do need to replace Al Horford. I think it's gonna be easier to replace him than a lot of people think it'll gonna be. Because I mean, he don't bring a lot of offense, but he do bring a lot of defensive toughness, defensive IQ, offensive IQ. Like he a veteran presence to keep them grounded. But
What
I
are you
mean,
talking about,
after this
Harper?
year, they grew up this year. I feel like they at the point
I
now where
think
they don't need
Harper,
no big boy. No, they need
but I
old
think
veteran.
Horford has been a key cog,
James Harden disrespect gotta stop.
a
Please.
key cog in this
Let's do
series.
this.
Hold on one second, guys. We got superstar Dave James up here to pay homage. He has not been abducted by aliens. He's not in the star system of the Pleiades or rid of Zikali or whatever they call that stuff. You know what I mean? He hasn't been captured by the tall whites. Dave James is here. We can cancel the wellness check. Dave James, pay your homage. What happened to James Harden?
You're not gonna do this to Harden today, bro. No. Harden, just like every great player does, bro. James Harden is declining, bro.
Yeah,
That's what's happening.
At least he said it, guys. At least he said it. At least
washed.
That's my explanation. He's declining. He's getting older.
He's washed.
He's not washed. Let's not do that. He's not washed. But he's declining. He's diminishing. Every game he's getting worse. He's getting older. You feel me? He doesn't have the same explosion, the same first step, any of those things as you can clearly watch. He's more of a playmaker now at this point of his career, which is clearly what's going on. He's not washed. So was Chris Paul washed?
No, Chris Paul can't be washed. Chris Paul still driving at a high level.
Hold on,
Dave
bro.
James. Can I question his dedication, Dave James?
His dedication to the game?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. He played. Shit.
Think about it. James Harden going from being called the greatest scorer ever to now they're gonna question if they won't give him the max or not. He washed. The league knows it. The only way he's gonna get back there.
I agree with Dave James that he's getting older. I do agree with that.
Getting older, bro. He's declining, bro. But
that's cool. That's cool. Like I said the other day, whether it's because you getting older or because you injury now or whatever, no matter what it is, if you go from 30, 35 point triple doubles to 20 points, and now in the playoffs you drop in 9 points. Only 0 for 2 in the second half. Come on, bro. Like you watch.
What did Tobias do tonight, bro?
Hey, I agree with everything you're gonna bring up about what everybody else did. I agree.
I've been saying that.
But at the same time, they bring Harden in for that. That's what they bring Harden for.
Hey, look, this is all I'm saying. Philly, look, Philly need to break it, need to end it. It's over.
So you saying break that team up? You saying break Philly up? You saying dismantle Philly?
You want to dismantle Philly?
Yep. It's over, bro.
Damn.
The shit, bro. That Jimmy Butler trade is fucked up. It's messed them up for years, bro. I was always against that shit. It's sad, bro. It's truly sad because I feel like Harden really does deserve a title, bro. For real, bro. With all everything. Yes, he did.
After that boy going, he take his team though 1 for 17 for 3. Like that let me know.
Hold on, bro. No, what year are you talking? Oh, you talking about Golden State?
Yeah, that let me know he don't deserve a championship.
Paul went down, bro. He was playing.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And so when you ask me the question if Chris Paul was, that's why Chris Paul ain't was, because he's still making teams better. That's his job, is to make teams better. He's still doing that at elite level because this year, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen between them and the Mavs or whatever, but he on his way to another Western Conference final, potentially another finals, back-to-back years. Harden can't do that on his own.
Harden is still not fully recovered off his hamstring, bro. That's another big thing. Let's not diminish Harden's career now for this playoff series. We're not gonna do that. We ain't gonna
I ain't looking at just this playoff series. I'm looking at from the time he get to Brooklyn. I see something in him. That first year I give him a pass. Like, you know what? He had a hamstring thing. He still played through a little junk, get a little 20 points a game, like y'all said earlier in the playoffs. But then I look at this season is like, well, what Harden that he had time to rest. He's still doing this inconsistent thing. Like this, is this the end of Harden, or Harden just ain't know his foot at with the Brooklyn Nets? Then he get traded to the Philly. I'd be like, you know what? Fresh slate, not less pressure, but like now it's his team and B team or whatever like that. He got room to do his thing. Now we're gonna see. He ain't no third photo. He ain't no crowded. Don't know what to do. No, he did the same thing, but worse. Like he literally got worse within the season. And now he about to lose a Hall of Fame coach because his play.
No,
so we can talk about Tobias all we want to, but at the end of the day, y'all bring a max player in the do-wop.
Doc Ben's supposed to be fired, bro. Real shit. He's one of the most overrated coaches in NBA history. He's terrible.
Only reason I can't call him overrated because I watched him take a Clippers team with all their stars out to the playoffs. and then the next year they get Kawhi, and Kawhi bring that load
Hey,
management bullshit.
hey, 3-1 leads, bro. That says a lot, bro. Like,
Yeah, but it
But
says a lot to get there too. To get the 3-1 is a thing too, though.
3-1 lead blown, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Remember,
Like,
he
James,
take the Orlando Magics to the playoffs.
hold on, what other
James,
coach has done that? What other
let
coach,
me
great
say
coach
this.
in NBA history has
How
had
much?
that?
But how much coaches you know going up 3-1 who can't
Oh,
even
man.
get there?
Terrible, bro. Terrible. Doesn't make
No,
adjustments.
I get it, but how much coaches can get there?
Bro, we could go over Doc mistakes all day, bro. I don't even want to talk, but Doc is horrible, bro. He played a part in this team losing. He did.
But
He played a part.
So
James,
Harden didn't.
I want to ask
He
you
played a
this,
part.
James.
So
I
Harden
want to
didn't.
ask you this.
Harden
Why
definitely
don't you
did.
question? Why haven't you questioned James Harden's dedication from all of the reports that you done heard him going to titty bars and playing bad in games? All right, wait. If he's in a titty bar tomorrow, do you not question his damn dedication?
No,
Okay.
bro.
Okay.
That's his
All
off
right.
day. He could do whatever he want to do, bro. But
see, that's
every
the
He should
time,
be in the
problem, though.
gym trying
That's
to
the
get better,
problem.
don't you think?
bro, he's got.
Maybe
I mean,
sometimes.
look, he's been getting better. Look, I mean, bro, look at his career, bro. Like the man has done amazing things in this league, bro. He ain't about to do this
But that's
today.
the past, though. We ain't talking about the past. Every player gets
Bro, there's a
scrutinized
whole
at a
lot of
certain
problems
point
wrong.
when they
There's a whole
can't
lot
win
of things wrong with
championships.
this team. But man, yeah, like I'm sorry, a player is declining. That's what happened.
He
I'm
was.
talking about, listen,
I agree.
I understand players decline, but I'm talking about dedication.
Effort. Like, can we talk about George Niang shooting fucking 10% from three, not letting Harden not even letting Harden to even have the opportunity because teams aren't even, bro, there's a whole lot of problems in the 76ers.
Harden got you see Harden use his rate. He got plenty of opportunities to dictate a game.
Operate, he's kicking it out. These dudes are missing open shots.
But it's like you jumping from loop to loop because it's like, okay, we know Harden from putting up points. Why are you kicking it out so much?
Man, Harden is
that's called self-doubt.
I accept, bro.
And I ain't got no problem with a player going to the titty bar, nothing like that, because that is off there. But at the same time, it's fair to look at him and say, damn, but nigga, all these questions about your dedication and you at the script club a day after y'all get put out?
Yeah,
that's a fair question.
I don't think he's gonna do that though. I don't think he's gonna do that though, bro.
Champions, you said it would be all right.
Champions
You
don't
said
be
it
like,
would
you
be
know
all
what?
right.
Fuck it,
I
I'm
won't
gonna
have a problem with it, man.
Look at all the champions in this league.
He's
Tell
done
me
like
what doing what Harden doing.
His career, like his career is cemented already, bro. To me,
Superstar Dave James, I have a question for you. Do you think that Harden off-court habits is affecting his on-court basketball play?
No,
and I don't think so either.
No, Dex, no, bro. James
but
Harden.
It's a question of dedication, though. That's fair.
I say dedication.
James Harden's declining as a player, bro. That's just what is happening, and it's so surprising to you because of how good he was. Y'all just can't believe what y'all seeing now, especially with the deficiencies on this team. It looks all worse with the deficiencies on this team. It looks crazy. He looks crazy sometimes.
But what happened when he went with Brooklyn? What would the problem been then?
Bro, you don't know what did Brooklyn do without him? Brooklyn, James Harden left that toxic situation. He left rightfully so. That was a horrible situation.
Yeah, and he left them to get a second round exit.
So were you question Kyrie's dedication to the game?
Not at all.
I wouldn't question his dedication. The reason I'm asking about Harden's dedication is look at the up and down weight issues here recently. Look at the off-court things that have come out, and I wasn't with him, so I ain't gonna say they definitely. I'm not gonna say they definitely true.
I think that's his body.
I think the question that Dex asks you is true to the fact. Does his off-court antics affect his on-court play?
No, Harden has been that side. Like that's the way his body type is. Him and Luka, bro. That's just the way they are, bro.
But see, Dave, you got to realize something.
Questioning that 4 years ago, bro.
You got to realize something. That what you saying is an actual fact. Like he been had his body size and his habit or whatever, like as far as his body. But when you get into your 30s and you getting old, it's hard to maintain fluctuating weight back and forth like that whenever you want to. So that plays a role if you want to say his outside life. Because like I said earlier, like I don't know no play for what he doing is off there. I don't think it's off the court things. I'm going to the club and all that affecting his play. But it comes to a certain point when at your job is like, well, why aren't you performing at the level which we paying you at? The first thing is a fair thing to say. Well, you do club every night before work. That's why you come in kind of tired nowadays. You can't go out and do all this junk at 30 something that you could have did at 20 something, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and a prime example of that is LeBron James.
Really need a whole lot of straightening them. A whole lot of
That's
issues
one thing
over.
I can say about LeBron James. He is truly dedicated to the game. He is that. Now he might be a
ball in his body every year. You see,
Nets don't have a CWE. The Nets don't have a future. Stop lying. What future do
the
they
Nets
have?
got a future. What do you mean? The Nets got a trade piece and Ben Simmons at worst.
They about to pay Kyrie $80 million, bro. Stop it.
$80 million.
So
see, the thing about Kyrie, the slander of Kyrie got to stop. Let's break down Kyrie issues as far as like with y'all. Everybody's he never available. Yeah, he got injury history. He do miss some games. I'll give him that. But so does other players. But he's short when he need to. The vaccine thing, that's a personal decision. You can't hold that against him. If he thought he ain't going to be a mandate, then they lied him and tell him something else. Like, we can't sit there and use that against him. That's a grown man making the decision.
I'm just looking at his playoff catalog these last few years, man. It looks crazy. Let's be real. Crazy. He didn't have a good series as Boston this year. First playoffs, he didn't have a good series.
He had a better series than Kevin Garnett. I mean, Kevin Garnett. Kevin Durant. He only had one game where he played bad that entire series.
Come on, yo, we're not about to.
Listen, I don't even like stats, but you can look at the stats as just a quick load to see.
Some of them garbage time points too. Panic. Not do that. Game.
But this Kyrie, do you really think Kyrie can get that in the first quarter? You don't think Kyrie can get us bucket when he wants to?
And Kyrie was just as bad as KD, bro.
Kyrie played bad this year. He played bad in his playoffs.
Just as bad as KD in the playoffs, bro.
No.
Terrible defensively.
No. They couldn't do nothing with Kyrie.
Couldn't pass. Wasn't making the passes. Defense is horrible. Like,
wait a minute. Hold on, Dave James. You said they couldn't do nothing with Kyrie. They
couldn't do nothing with Kyrie. The Nets been playing without a true point guard on the floor. Think about it.
They didn't win a game in that series.
No, but that don't mean okay. That go back to what you said. I don't know what a dude say. What a dude named but earlier. How you say players go in and don't have a bad game. You can be up 3-2, lose 2 games, but Giannis had a good game every game. They couldn't do nothing with Kyrie. What they did with Kyrie? Who shot Kyrie?
You want to go to Kyrie's stats, bro?
That's why Dave James is defending Harden. That's why Dave James is defending Harden if you want to go that route.
39, 12 for 20,
listen,
10, 12 for 13, 16, 16, 17. Come on.
When Harden was with Brooklyn, I said, you know what? Let me see what he got going on. I ain't blame him too bad when he been with Brooklyn this year because he playing a point guard position. I can understand that they in another lineup. When he get to Philadelphia, he was the unquestioned ball handler on that team. That's why I say James Harden, show me how washed he been when he get the 76ers. Because they actually been playing better before he get traded in. But as far as Kyrie and Kevin Durant in the playoffs, you got to think about it. They playing shorthand if you really think about it.
No.
They ain't had no true point guard. Kyrie don't play the point guard position. They ain't had no true point guard. Kyrie got to bring the ball down. Kyrie got to get in the offensive section from the ball handler position.
That's what the biggest
disappointment. Putting up buckets.
That's what a bigger disappointment in Philly, bro. Because we all thought you got to at least get a game.
And then when Kyrie been in Boston, even the same scenario. They didn't have a point guard.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Who was the bigger disappointment? Philly's loss or the Nets loss?
Philly.
What?
I feel like because they gave up way more than what Nets gave up just to be out in the second round.
Nets got swept.
They got swept.
But think about it. The Nets all season had Kyrie in and out the lineup. Now the only time he get to play full time, but in the playoffs, you can't really hold that against him by so much. But when you look at how much think about the 76ers, they entire like this year, what they gonna do to Tobias Harris next year? They got to get rid of him just to get more players in there that they're gonna have to see if they're gonna work out. Beforehand, who they had? They had Steph Curry getting buckets, having a good season until he gets traded or whatever. I'm not saying he had a good season afterwards, but he had been playing a lot better with the Sixers. You had Andre Drummond. He might not be an all-star caliber player no more, but he's still one of the best
unplayable in the
backups in the league. You give up all that to be out in the second round.
unplayable in the playoffs. Andre Drummond. That roster is not.
You
He's
do
not
know
unplayable. That people say the
when
same
you
thing about Rudy Gobert and say he unplayable in the offense instead of looking at the guard
I looked at it. I watched the
Donovan
Why did his minutes
Mitchell
decrease?
lack of fucking on ball defense.
Look at his stats. I mean, bro, what did he do in these playoffs? His minutes got limited because he's unplayable. He's literally a mismatch.
Where
He's
you
a
see
mismatch.
unplayable for Rudy Gobert, I see a lack of perimeter defense.
Gobert can move.
Go look at the Jazz and go look at every time defensively that you see Rudy Gobert been out of position. I guarantee you it starts from the perimeter defense.
Bro, Andre Drummond has no offensive moves. None of that. You can't throw him down low.
And that's why he's a backup, dude. He's a backup. He's a body. Bro, when they play Giannis in the playoffs, you don't think he would have been valuable?
Wait a minute. You do know the Nets was favored to win it all this year at the beginning of the year, don't you?
The second that I realized the Nets wasn't winning the championship is when I realized Kyrie in and out the lineup, Harden in who Harden supposed to be. Because even when Nami just been Harden and KD, Harden still ain't show us nothing past what he show us in Philly.
Now wait a minute now. Hold on. I didn't told people plenty times. My team is the Bulls. We was 27-12 when Lonzo Ball went out. And I have not once said we would have been a whole much. Our team would have did this and did that if Ball was there. Now you telling me that these guys on the team you talking about was in and out of that lineup, and that's the reason they didn't do nothing.
If you in and out the lineup all season, now you don't have chemistry. Look how much games that Harden, KD, and Kyrie actually play together. Now, even more so, look at how much games KD, Kyrie, and the new players they get from Harden play together.
Wow, Josh Jackson said Luka isn't top 5. That's crazy.
He's not.
What?
Please. Stop. No, I said, is that what he said?
Oh, Luka is top 2 right now, bro.
Top 2. Shit. Luka is damn near the best.
Damn near the best.
Listen, top two should be either in the conference finals or the finals.
Man,
you can't be a top 2 player in the league if you ain't.
Just said team ball. How you gonna say that when you just mentioned it's a team ball, team game?
Watch that dude play. That dude is different. For real.
Who?
Luka Doncic. He's like
man, listen, Luka, that dude. I won't argue about the top 5 thing because
I got Luka top 2.
It's all subjective. But when you come to top 2, it's hard to put somebody in top 2 if you get part in the second round. It's hard. And I understand it's a team game, but it's so hard. Like the best players in the world lift their team up.
That's what Luka's doing with not one All-Star.
In the second round, but if you get put up in the second round, he's like,
hold on. He needs one more game. If he beats Phoenix, which he's not supposed
to. You right. If he do that, then I'll be like, you know what? He in the conference finals. He might be top. He might be in that little top 3 at this point. But if he don't do that, I can only go based on what I've seen in the past in this season, not top 2.
He said the Mavs handle the Suns, man. Watch Luka play. Watch how he controls the game, bro. He gets everybody their shots, get everybody. Bro, he runs that whole offense, bro.
Just like James Harden used to.
He runs that whole offense, bro. Literally. Determines the pace of the game, everything, bro. Watch how he controls that shit, Josh Jackson. Please. That boy is special, man. He said, Viv, Luka, CB3. Man, Chris Paul, bro. Hey, look, I'm waiting for that next game before I have a take about him. I'm waiting for that next game. I got to see game 7.
Top 5 point guard ever.
I don't want to talk on CB3 right now because he be cooking. In them important games, he's been cooking in playoffs. But this series, last 3 games, he's been questionable. Even today, he was questionable. But Phoenix at home is a different team, bro.
Yeah.
They're a different team. I ain't gonna lie.
And mine now, they got.
He's saying Brunson is a star. Stop it. Brunson is really good though. Don't get it wrong. But
Brunson is one of them players that can give you some buckets, but he ain't gonna lead no team. He ain't even gonna be the third best player on the team.
This is what you do to diminish Luka, Josh. Sad, bro. You want to start calling Brunson a star. Brunson's not a star. Brunson gets buckets, though. I'll give you that. He's like what's his name? If you watch Jamal Crawford, come up with, he could just
score. I wouldn't even give him that.
Yeah, if you want to say close to that, but that's like his type. That's how I look at Brunson. He's talking about Brunson's one of the best offensive guards in the league.
Wow.
Y'all do, man.
They doing the same thing they do in the NCAA. When it comes to the March Madness tournament, they see somebody play good and now they're a top 3 draft pick. And then when they get in the league, it's like, he's more of a damn utility player. He more of a damn backup. He more of a damn project.
Why can't you just give Luka his credit on Josh? that man is doing
I ain't ready to put Luka top 2. I'll argue against top 5, but I just ain't ready to put him on top 2.
I'm not calling Brunson is really good, Josh. I'm just saying John Brunson's not no star yet. Like I can't call him a star. He ain't proved he's a star. Is he really good?
You do know that Luka Doncic is second only to Michael Jordan in scoring in the playoffs, right?
Like
yeah, but look at the league we playing in right now. Like that's unfair.
Hell, bro.
All right, well, let me say this. If I can't tell you nothing, ain't no need me telling you any damn thing. What else you want me to tell you?
I mean, but think about it like this: who you think the greatest receiver of all time was to you?
Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, KD, Bron.
Just answer that. Who you think the greatest wide receiver you ever seen play?
Well, hell, you lost me because I just can't think right now as far as wide receiver. Hell,
you probably say like Jerry Rice, them all right.
I was going to say Jerry Rice or somebody like that.
You know T.O. up there, right? You know Randy Moss up there, right? You know A.B. up there, right? Like a lot of receivers nowadays up there. You know why? Because it's a more offensive lead now. You can't jam past 5 yards no more.
But that doesn't diminish the fact of their talent.
It really don't. I ain't trying to say that it diminishes the talent. What I'm saying is you can't compare Michael Jordan 33 a game in the playoffs to Luka 33 game in the playoffs.
Why?
You can't. Because Jordan played under a different set of rules.
Luka's better than Jordan, bro. Fuck out of here.
Like, come on,
Dave,
James.
I'm not about to sit and argue.
James, you're doing well.
All I'm saying is you can't judge Jordan's stats against Luka's stats in today's game.
Luka's better than Jordan, bro. I'll live with that.
No, come on, Dave James. See, Dave James, you lose credibility when you start talking like that. For
Think
real,
about it. They been calling James Harden the greatest scorer ever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just coming off a beatdown of saying James Harden wasn't washed. Now you're going to go right into saying that Luka is better than Jordan. He hasn't even got out of the second round yet.
Yeah.
And I bet you if you look on that list of top scorers in the playoffs, I bet you can see a bunch of players that's nowhere near Jordan level, averaging about 30 or close to 30
you won't. No, you won't. Every last one of them top scorers will end something. And you ain't gonna get that.
So you can find a player that's averaging like Allen Iverson. How much he averaging in the playoffs?
I can look it up. But how many championships? How many championships did he win?
It's like 6 more points. So now it's like, okay, Luka is on pace with Jordan. The offense today, the way the rules set up, I know, and I ain't one of the people that be like the old school better, not like that. Like I feel like the new school players better than the old school players because it's just natural evolution. But all I'm saying is you can't compare the two because Jordan played in the era and get us 33 the hard way. Luka in the era where they want you to have free basketball, free flow, no hold, no grabbing, no checking, no none of that. So it's not the same.
Penny, you sounded like these old niggas.
Jordan, man, listen, and I ain't the biggest Jordan fan because I a Kobe fan. Jordan would probably at that same 33 that he be getting back then, he'd probably average 40.
So that means you can't really talk about the difference in times.
No, why he's saying is when you look at the offensive game, the way it's set up for the offense to succeed nowadays, that free flow to get into the basket, all that is a lot different nowadays. And the rules are different. Everything is different. Like there's no debating that. Look at the offensive numbers from nowadays compared to back in the days, and you will think everybody in the league damn near Jordan.
Allen Iverson averaged 26 and 4-4 in the playoffs. His career.
26 points. That's 7 points lower than Jordan. So you're trying to say not Iverson. You're trying to say Luka better than Iverson? A better scorer than Iverson?
Well, time will tell on that. He needs more time in the league. I'm just
But
talking
I
about his
mean, but
playoff numbers.
okay, so you bringing up home score averaging 33 points a game don't really mean nothing if you say he need time.
Well,
Because
that's
this
what I
could be just
said.
him
I
his
said
first 4 or 5
currently. I
years
said
averaging that.
currently. I said currently. He's the second best player behind Jordan in playoff points. He needs
I mean,
longevity for that
that
to
33
be even
don't carry
spoken
the
about
same
more.
weight.
All right, question: do you think Luka gonna do that for the next 2 years, 3 years in a row if he get in the playoffs? I'm pretty sure you do.
Say that again.
Do you believe Luka could do that in the next 2 to 3 years in a row if he get in the playoffs?
I mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure he can do that in this offensive league now. Yeah. Think about it. That the reason why I bring up the football and analogies because of this right here. Look how much 4,000 yard, 5,000 yard passes we had since Drew Brees did them. Everybody throwing for 4,000 now. Even the time we're getting 3,000 by the feet. Everything changed because offense is more exciting on TV. Fans want to see offense, so they made offense a lot more easier to get up and down the field, passing and all that. Like with the defensively, you can't put hands on a wide receiver after 5 yards. Back in the day, you could have put your hands on them as long as you ain't interfering with that ball in the air. It made it
I
easy for
understand.
quarterbacks to get 5,000 yards passing, receivers that go for big yards. Cooper Kupp, 2,000 yard receiving, right? He better than any of them receivers that I named earlier. He
But
sure had a
you
better season than
comparing you
all of them.
comparing the football rules to the basketball rules, and I
No,
think that's unfair.
and I about to break down the reason why I'm comparing the two is because I'm trying to show you when you change up certain rules in the game, it makes it easier.
I don't see a humongous jump from averages from 3 years ago to this year.
No,
The
it's not.
same
No,
guy
no,
who was
listen,
averaging.
hand checking get thrown out like the mid '90s, late '90s,
No, what I'm saying is they're not more 25-point scores now than it was 5 years ago, and it ain't a different name. They usually the
bro.
same people.
Think about it like this:
It's-
Anthony Edwards coming to the league, dropped 20 a game rookie season, right? John Morant, 20 a game. You not this is every season there's a rookie dropping like 20 points a game first season. It never
So
used to be like that before.
so you figure the league is watered
You
down?
only going back 5 years when you compare them to Jordan who retired more than 5 years ago. So you shouldn't be
Oh, now wait
comparing
a
them
minute
to
now.
5 years ago. You should be comparing them to when they changed the rules.
Now hold on. Now, if you want to go to that, all I ever mentioned to people is how tough Jordan had it when he was coming up. He earned his. Because they could knock you on your fucking ass. They wouldn't give a damn about what happened to you back then.
And all I saying is his 33 points is nowhere near the same as the 33 points Luka putting up. So to bring up that stat don't really mean nothing.
Well, it would be, to me, it does, because it would be 10 of them averaging 33 instead of
Look how much
one.
players down draw 50 points in the last 10 years compared to the last 20 years. I mean, 15 years before that. Points are being
I'm
scored in bunches now. Like, it's easier to score now.
I don't just look at Luka as the points. I look at more of his assists than the points.
That's cool.
He's averaging 11 assists a
But that
game.
still wouldn't make me put him top 2 in the league just because he averaging 33 and 10 assists.
So who's better?
Giannis better.
That's one.
Giannis. I'll take Kyrie. I'll take KD. Shit, who else?
You
I'll
say
take
Kyrie's better? All right, that's a question I got for you, Dex. Is Kyrie better than Luka?
In totality,
I mean, all right, question.
or just, or you know what I'm saying, or this year.
Wait. Would you start your team with Kyrie or Luka?
But see, that's an unfair question.
No, it's not.
It is
I'm
an
just
unfair question because Kyrie gonna give you buckets and Luka gonna give you an all-around game, but that all-around game don't make him better than damn Kyrie.
I'm just asking you, who would you start your team with? I didn't say who was better.
But what I'm saying is that's an unfair question if we keep it in the context of what we're talking about.
Okay, who you proposing that question to?
You, Dex.
Marvin?
You, Dex.
Okay, to be honest with you, right? Luka as a rookie and Kyrie as a rookie. That's what you're asking me, right?
No, right now, current day, right now.
I'm going with Luka.
Luka younger, Luka easier to fit into offense without having to feel like you need to put so much different positions on the court. Like, I mean, it's an easy choice to pick Luka.
Now, if you was going to weigh it out, rookie season versus rookie season, I'm going to go with Kyrie as a rookie over Luka as a rookie.
Meaning what you seen, what the way he looked, what
Right.
you thought of.
Right.
Well,
Because
I hate to cut. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because the reason why, because I believe that Kyrie coming up through the American ranks of basketball will be more sound than Luka coming up through the European ranks of basketball as far as what you want out of your point guard at that moment. Because Kyrie was a sensation. Luka was a question mark to a lot if you didn't know who Luka was. It was like, who the hell is that? You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people knew who Kyrie was. So when you get Kyrie, you getting something dynamic right off the rip. With Luka, it was more so a couple of years in down. We like, whoa, this guy was a straight steal. Now we see why Dallas drafted him where they drafted him. You know what I'm saying? Because Kyrie was automatically the number one pick. It was no question. Unanimously, he's the number one pick. Whereas Luka, it was a kind of a, who's gonna be number one? You feel me?
We about to get up out of here, fellas.
Okay, Flight. Salute, brother.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap back up tomorrow. Probably pull up a little bit early for y'all tomorrow. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Hoop Jargon. Shout out to all the content creators. We love y'all. It's Flight Sports.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.